game to launch as soon as that update was done.
We're going.
We're going.
I'm gonna pull a little bit. I'll pull a few times.
So how's the gambling addiction going? Well, it sounds like.
We're raising a maximal amount of slimes, buddy. Fine. Gotta get connected to that network so we can cheat on our homework.
Woo! I don't think I have that much homework left. It's almost New Year. It's so good. Yeah, they have, it's just 5 songs, but they are finally starting to get music from this game up on their Spotify channel.
That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun to use and work with.
Yeah. Cause like, it was not until after Royal came out that they even put the original up. For Persona 5. So it's just getting faster and faster. Which I'm not complaining about.
It's only a matter of time before we're seeing music from Persona 6.
I shouldn't pull ever in gacha ever.
There you go.
I should just let my crystals pile up forever.
Already getting dropped frames.
I know.
It's fine, it's fine. Listen. Hopefully on Monday, my internet provider will email me back with a, yeah, you can definitely get our next up plan. We'll take $5 more a month from you. And then I won't be getting these as bad. Anyway, load game. My room. What was I doing? Oh, right, it's Monday. We've finished our second semester. We're on winter break. It's Monday. I don't know if there's anything for me to do today. That's not the map button. Yeah, literally there's nobody here. Also, I don't want to disappoint anyone here. I do think I'm not going to be able to finish all of the links. Which is going to haunt me for the rest of my days.
That sounds like a New Game Plus playthrough, baby.
No, listen, there is definitely going to be a New Game Plus playthrough. Maybe not immediately. I think I'm going to go back to Persona 2. I'm gonna restart Persona 2. I'm gonna follow the guide I found a little bit better so I can really see everything, and I think I'll play and stream that, because my brother did say he was interested in seeing that, and I was enjoying it. It was definitely very different, but I was enjoying it. Hey kiddo, how you doing?
As the #1 fan of our streams, we do what we do to keep you happy.
My schoolmates are probably all enjoying their vacation. They're probably sitting by the fire, drinking hot chocolate. I wish we could do that. I mean, we could. We'd just also be thinking about the end of the world, which happens, you know?
Hey, let's get this boy a hot chocolate right now.
Right now. Doesn't everyone seem a little different lately? It's like they've all come to a realization or something. You're right.
Oh, maybe
I wonder if that means everyone's made up their minds about Ryoji-kun. Well, we'll see. Only 3 days left. It's not like my fear's up and disappeared, but for some reason I feel at ease. I think it's because everyone is standing here with me. So true, baby girl. Lights in this toaster, been on for 50 years, are going dark. That's unfortunate. It's Amazon's fault.
Yes? What is it?
Don't worry about Aigis. She is currently being treated with the utmost care. I wouldn't accept anything less for a valuable teammate. Cool. Well, there's not really...
I love her too.
There's really nothing else for me to do. I think I still need points with Kaisuke. Yukari should be ready. I think I still need points with Kaisuke. So I'm just gonna think of him. I'm gonna think real hard about him. Where is he? There he is. Hi, little man. Cool. A few more days until New Year's Eve. Have you decided what you're going to say to Ryoji-kun? As much as I'd love to, destroy him. I don't think I'm going to.
I mean, we could do what I did when I played Persona 5, which is create a save file, destroy him in one just to see what would happen.
Yeah.
And keep one true save file going.
No, and listen, we might. We'll see. What do you have to say? Those were the good old days. I'd come here with my wife and little girl, do some shopping, and eat before going home. That'll probably never happen again. Well, not with that attitude. Anything going on in the club? I'm probably gonna go to the arcade. Because I don't think I have anyone else I need to think about. Man who can't get groovy. I bought a leftover cake on the 25th and just stuffed myself at home in the dark. I didn't even use any utensils. Honestly, that sounds ideal. Isn't this town weird? Isn't this town weird? It's all dirty and messy. I'm really sensitive to it. I can't concentrate at all. It's messing up my rhythm. Oh no, not your rhythm.
I can't get groovy now.
I feel so bad because I'm gonna really try to get Aigis and Mitsuru and Yukari done. Yukari, I just have one last rank for her. Mitsuru, I don't remember where I'm at with her. My notes say 3, but that doesn't sound right. Oh no, it is right. Okay. Aigis, yeah, but like I think Kaisuke I'm not gonna finish. I think Kenji I'm not gonna finish. I think Chihiro and Andre I'm not gonna finish. God, I'm hoping I finish my teammates even. Fuck. It's fine. Yeah, we'll raise strength, sure. Why not? It's not gonna hurt. Thanks. See, there's not really gonna be any... I can't do any links. Because school's out, so none of my teammates want to hang. And I can't hang out with any of the school people. Because school's out. Like, let me just double check. Cause yeah, it's them. They're available, but like... Probably gonna go back to the arcade. Anyone around? New dialogue? You do. It sounds preachy to talk about moral stuff like this, but this is when people's bonds are tested. At times like this, when the whole town is going crazy and there's nowhere to run, I'm thankful he's here with me. What about you? Do you have anyone who will stay with you? I hope so. Whole town has been feeling off lately. I'm getting worried. I wonder if she's okay. She's acting the same as usual. Who's back here? Candy ass! You don't have anything new to say to me. Boring. Waste of my fucking time. Yeah, we'll just go to the arcade. What is it gonna be? Is it gonna be magic today? I think it's gonna be magic up. Oh, agility. Good. That's the one I need raised. Loki's agility is bad. Yeah, we're gonna save. What's in here? Right, rubies and opals. Excellent.
Welcome back.
Hi. Day after tomorrow is the big day. You made up your mind yet? I made up mine, by the way. It kind of took me a while to get there, though. Well, you should make your choice soon if you haven't. No changing your mind at the last minute. Don't tell me what to do. I might go garden with my girlfriend. Because I think Yukari's got her skill from that, and that will boost the gardening if I go garden with my girlfriend. Right? I just want to double check. Yes. I'll go garden with my girlfriend then. What are you doing?
Oh.
Do you want to go check on the rooftop planters together? I can spare some time today. Let's go.
I bet these taste really good when they're freshly harvested.
Thanks to the care we put in, it looks like this will be a big
I
harvest.
think that about does it. Shall we head back downstairs?
I love her little scarf shawl thing. It's very cute.
It is super cute.
Her casual clothes are very cute.
Hey, it's me. You got a sec?
Aww. We haven't really gotten a good angle of it, but they do actually have the picture we took back when we thought we'd finally destroyed the Dark Hour.
When?
That's really cute. Yep. I got it. For you, darling, I have all the time in the world.
Morning! I've got good news.
Yeah?
Aigis is coming back today. Mitsuru-senpai said her injuries are all healed up. We're meeting in the lounge tonight. Don't forget, okay? See ya.
I
Yes,
could
ma'am.
never forget this joyous occasion.
Go to the gacha again, and I got Hatsune Miku.
How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel pleased. But also, I did do the math, and I should pull a few more times for my future plans to work out. So, you know how it is. Planning. Trust me, the math, according to the math, I need to pull twice more.
Salut.
Okay.
I guess we'll be back tonight. Yes, I'm very excited that I guess we'll be back tonight.
Yay.
Hi, Trish. You're in Persona 2. We'll meet you there. Man in his 30s who dresses in very stylish suits. Though he's a policeman, he dabbles a little in cooking on the side. I think that is Tatsuya's older brother. If I had to guess. Because he's always in that red suit. And he is the main character of the Eternal Punishment version of Persona 2, which I haven't touched at all yet. Because instead of Tatsuya and his high school friends, it's Maya is still in the party. Actually, okay, she's the protagonist, he's the deuteragonist, instead of Tatsuya being the protagonist and Maya being the deuteragonist. It's flipped. So I think Tatsuya does not get a persona in the Eternal Punishment version. I'm not 100% sure. Again, I only got like 20 hours into Innocent Sin, so... I definitely wasn't, like, close to finishing. Yeah, we'll raise magic, sure.
I've returned, everyone. Sorry to have worried you all.
Hi, baby! You're back!
Look at her little shirt.
I do love her dress very much. It's very good.
Man, it's good to see you. It's been a whole month, you know? I was getting nervous.
Me too. I was afraid I wouldn't see you again. I'm just a machine. I can always be
It's
rebuilt.
not true!
Even if I'm completely destroyed, my programming data would still exist.
That is something I've really liked. I don't remember well enough how Portable treated it. I assume similarly, right? But I have really appreciated this whole time. They've talked about how she's injured, she's getting treated, she's getting cared, not, oh yeah, she was damaged and she's getting rebuilt, right?
Ida is a person and our friend, and yeah, she's made of metal. What was your point?
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, don't talk about yourself like that.
I do remember that line, so I think that was...
recovery, but I had the work expedited. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve.
I'm sorry for all the trouble I've caused. Mitsuru-san visited me while I was at the lab.
I was too slow to catch it. I know she's supposed to be upset in that eyes narrowed version. She always looks suspicious to me, not downcast.
I heard what happened.
See?
You've all been through so much.
It was a lot more... It was a lot more dramatic of a shift in sprite in Portable, and it was a lot more obvious that she was upset. Especially because the first few times we saw this was mostly in relation to Ryoji. It definitely gives me more suspicious vibes than upset vibes. Maybe I'm crazy.
No, like, I 100% see what you're talking about. I also do think it's funny that, like, shadows in the dark hour? Ryoji? Fine.
Well,
like, before any of the big twist gets revealed, just the thought that this one guy is what upsets her is so funny.
yeah.
Have you been well? Well, given the circumstances, I'd assume not.
I was worried about you.
I'm sorry. I could have done so much more.
Alyssa.
10 years ago, what I did to you was...
Hey. Like,
Under the bridge, girly pop.
listen, like, and yeah, like, I know we talked about this a little bit, when we actually saw it, but like, that is such a weird position of, she was around the scene of our parents' death, and she literally sealed death inside of us, against our will. Like, we could not consent to this, right? And like, but also, it has given us the chance to talk to death and know the end of the world is coming and potentially do something about it, regardless of how doomed it may or may not be, right? Like, it has given us something, and if she hadn't done it, who the fuck knows what would have happened?
And also, to be fair, I don't think any of us are happy about this situation.
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't believe she wanted to be doing what she was doing either.
Yeah. And like, these two are accurate. I do want to say this to her. Like, I don't know if she believes it. I don't know. Like, I just feel like if I was in a situation like this, like, maybe it's just I can't focus on the bad things that I can't change, like, especially not with somebody struggling here. Like, I wanted to, like, we have no proof that this is the best possible outcome. I can really only think of ways it would have been worse. Like, the only better outcome I can think of is main character didn't come back to Tsumi Port Island. Ever in his life. But other than that, like, she still would have had to seal him inside of us, right?
Yeah. I mean, part of me wishes there was an option that was, like, specifically, you didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Like, it may not have been the optimal solution,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not anything you can hold against her.
Yeah, like, you... I guess this is the closest to you, because I want to give the answer that's, you did the best you could, right? Like, given the situation, so, like, I'm kind of torn between these two.
Where's the option that says, I guess I'm not mad at you, it's okay, I love you?
If I hadn't
Yeah.
done what I did to you, you wouldn't be suffering like this.
See, and
As
I
for
knew
what
she was gonna say
Ryoji-kun
something
said.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
Already made your decision?
I have, yeah.
I have a favor to ask. Tomorrow, when Ryoji-kun comes back,
Oh, I do. I love this scene. It's so good. Sorry.
please, kill him. I can't bear to see you all suffer like this. If you're in this much pain, I beg you, choose to surrender your memories. Even if it means forgetting everything and everyone. I guess, what are you talking about?
Yeah, seriously. This is not like you.
I love
What is
her
it,
so
Vegas?
much.
Why did I come back
Oh,
here?
fuck
My
this
duty is
music.
to protect people from shadows. But now, it's clear that I can't defeat them. What am I even doing here? No matter how hard I try, I can't even shed a tear for you.
Sorry, I thought about the ending.
No.
Literally, don't worry about it. It's fine.
I guess.
I would never worry about it at a time
Why do you
like
try to
this.
fight when you know it's hopeless? Why risk everything when it will only lead to suffering? You're all just throwing away your lives. I don't understand.
We're not throwing away our lives. In fact, our eyes are set on the future. Isn't that right?
Right.
I don't understand. Perhaps it's because I lack a life of my own.
It's got nothing to do with having a life.
I'm a machine created to protect
Junpei doesn't
humans
have a
from
life either.
shadows, but I can't carry out that
Anyway.
duty with the power I
Anyway.
have. So what is my purpose now? I just don't know, and no one can give me an answer.
Well, yeah. You don't have the answers. The meaning of life or death isn't something someone else can just teach you. Making your own decisions is hard, no matter who you are. No choice is perfect, you know?
The fact that Yosuke directly follows this makes me so unspeakably mad. Cause like God, I know we've talked this to death. I know we've talked this to death. Can you imagine anyone else in this sort of a role? Not even just in Persona. Like, I'm not even talking just Yosuke and Ryuji. Like, in any sort of JRPG, anything that has this type of character archetype. How many of them can you imagine getting to say something like this? Getting to have this sort of a serious moment like this? Getting to honestly and clearly state one of the main themes of the game?
It's also still in character, which I
Yeah,
think
exactly.
impresses me about this situation, right? Like, it's not Junpei is saying something that's totally out of pocket that Junpei would never say.
Yeah.
It's that Junpei is taking something seriously for a moment, and because of his characterization in other scenes, we know that is, like, slightly unusual for him, and it is not the most comfortable thing in the world, but we know he's capable of it, right? Which
Yeah.
just means that this moment in particular is important to Junpei. It's
Yeah.
worth it to him to drop the facade and be serious for a second.
Yeah,
Which
exactly.
makes it meaningful in a way
Yeah.
that I don't think you would get with Ryuji or definitely not Yosuke.
Oh god, definitely not Yosuke.
Like, listen, I love Ryuji. He's not, you know, he is who he is. He has his limitations. Yosuke, definitely not.
Yeah. And like, I know, I don't remember if you guys were here. Were you guys here when we had the scene with Junpei a couple days after because he explodes at the main character and is like, you had Ryoji inside of you, this is all your fault, blah blah blah. And then like a couple days later, he's like, hey, can we hang out? Can we chill? Can we do a thing? And he takes us to the shrine, and we have like a long talk on this bench where he's like, hey, that was super uncalled for. I know I've already apologized for it, but I need to apologize again. And also, like, I know you're going to be hearing a lot from us about this decision that Ryoji's laid before us, and I want you to know that the decision is yours, regardless of what any of the rest of us say or think. You are the only one who can make this call, so I want you to take it for yourself instead of trying to cater to the rest of us, because you're always catering to the rest of us. Do this one thing for yourself, and I will support you regardless of whether or not I agree with it. And I loved that. That was such a good scene. It was so good.
I'm screaming.
It was so good. And like, this is just a continuation of exactly that sort of mindset, right? Like, this thing that he has learned through his interactions with the rest of us and through his relationship with Chidori, where he has learned that like, yeah, I can still be the silly, goofy guy. I have to be able to buckle down and take things seriously and like truly understand like the consequences of everything. And like, I can't just be silly, goofy. I have to be able to honestly be solid support for people. And like, he says it more directly with MC. Like, he has that whole rank where he's like, I want to, like, this is a failing of mine that I have not been already trying to do this. I need to learn how to grow in this way so I can be a better friend to the people I care about. And like, I just love that. I love that arc for him. It's so good.
The thing
Anyway.
about it all is, Atlas became cowards,
Uh-huh.
and they robbed us of so much personal growth that
Mhm.
we saw in best friend characters. And honestly, like, not to be harsh, but I don't think we could have seen this from a lot of companion characters in general. Like, not just
Yeah.
the LOL Goofy best friend characters,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
from a lot of later written companions in general.
Yeah.
I don't know that we could have seen.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like even people whose arcs I like, especially in 5, like we don't see, especially in the mainline story. Like fucking it's so because we talked about this. I've talked about how like there's 3 Ryujis, right? There's first arc Ryuji, there's social link Ryuji, and then there's main game Ryuji. Because main game Ryuji can't change in case you don't do his confidant. But Junpei's allowed to change.
I think
And
that's
even
so
like,
silly.
and it's like, oh, well, Junpei doesn't have a social link. Well, Yukari and Mitsuru have social links, and they also change. Fuka has a social link, she changes. Aikus is gonna have a social link, she's changing right now.
It's such a weird thing to be afraid of. Like, oh, well, what if they don't invest into these characters? Okay, make certain beats canon.
Yeah.
Also, make compelling characters that people want to invest in.
Also, like, I mean, like, this is most clear with Yukari, especially because I haven't done Mitsuru's link very much yet. But, like, Yukari's social link has growth in an entirely different field from her main story growth. And, like, it is related and it's interwoven, so it makes sense to see it within the story, but it is also a separate thing. It's a separate problem that has separate growth, right? Like, do that. They can grow in multiple ways. They're multifaceted.
Also, like, I get it. Protagonist, whatever, right? Maybe the growth just isn't about you. Like, if you're not investing time in those relationships, maybe you don't get the full, like, glorious story about why they've changed in these ways. But all growth is about you, dude. Anyway, good job, Junpei. We love you, man.
Anyway, continue, I guess.
But as long as we're alive, we gotta do something.
Yes. Again, I love how much they're, like, actually clearly stating the theme of the game. This is something I think... I was gonna say this...
clearly state it, but they believe in it.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, I was gonna say this is something I think 4 and 5 could have used more of. 4 did a lot of saying and not a lot of following through, and 5, again, chickened out. They became cowards at the last minute and failed to follow things to their actual conclusion. They had a decent premise, and then they were cowards about it, as we know Atlas is, right?
And that's why when we write Persona 6...
This is, and I keep coming back because I did that one wiki dive on the production of this game. I don't know if it's just because somebody came to Atlas with a fully developed idea that they were like, this is the game I want to put into play, and then they let that happen, while everything else definitely seemed like it was less like that. But, like, this game knows what it is saying and commits to it in every aspect. And that is why...
It's designed around a theme and not a game in which a theme arose incidentally.
Yeah. Or which a theme exists, but not, like... It's secondary. Like, the theme in 5, like, there is actually a theme in 5, unlike 4, which says it has a theme, but isn't really about that. There is a theme in 5, there's a couple themes in 5, but they only have them in play when they feel like it. It's not great. Anyway. I love this as a theme too, and that's part of why. Because like I do like the theme of 5. I wish they followed it to its actual conclusion of what the problem is. But I like the theming in 5. Like, I really like what it has to say about, like, community support and, like, cycles of abuse and stuff like that. This also, it's just, especially, like, not to get personal, not to get hashtag deep, this was a struggle for me to learn myself. And it was something I had to teach myself. And just having this, anything that has a message like this at its core really speaks to me. It's part of why I enjoyed Taz Balance the way I did, is because of just what it says about, like, what we do with our lives and how we interact with other people. Like, I think those are really meaningful messages. It's part of why Wandersong resonated so much with me, right?
Listen, on the what we owe to each other front and like the what do we do with our lives and what do we do with other people, I'm not trying to pressure you, but you're gonna enjoy the good place.
No, listen, I want to get to it eventually.
We've discussed it, we've talked about it. No pressure, but just
no. It's.
Halls, why do you want to make Quinn cry?
Because I cried, and I would like someone to cry with me. Thank you.
I've literally, my brother made fun of me because of how much I cry at this game. I've cried so much. Y'all weren't here for that because Olivia didn't want to support me in my time of need.
You heard about my calendar earlier.
Listen.
We talked about this.
Listen, I know. You also just did not want to support me in my time of need. Moving on.
When you see someone
That's
going through the same thing you're going through,
What the?
you just want to
It's
help
not
them.
true.
That's how we plan on
I'm
getting through
being
this.
slandered.
Maybe that wasn't the best explanation, but
It's not
that's the idea.
true.
No, it's very true.
That's the
It's
idea?
not true. It's defamatory and
It's
fighting
not.
words, frankly. It is.
No, listen. I was like, hey, do we want to do this emotionally trying scene together? Because I'd like company. And CJ was like, yes, definitely. And Lil was like, yeah, sure, that's cool. And you said,
You know why I said what I said, and I said we could if you wanted to.
I'm not making a decision in a completely flat monotone. That means no, even if you refuse to actually say no.
I said I
Esquire.
was down if you wanted to do it.
Olivia
But you
Esquire.
You know why I said what I said. You know
Olivia
that
Esquire.
You know that we had week that week, and you know how that makes me feel.
Listen, I had also had week that week, and that's why I wanted the emotional release of crying.
I had already cried that week, and you know that.
So had I. It wasn't good enough. Anyway.
When I saw you collapse, I realized something. I want to protect you, I guess. I don't want to forget about you.
Fuka-san.
There are times when you'll lose sight of your purpose and you'll have to search for it. But if you can't find it again, then what you need is to seek out a new purpose.
Also, I love how everybody is coming to her with, this is what I've learned in my own personal journey through this game to get here. Junpei's talking about we have to do something with our lives. Fuka's saying, I want to protect you because you care about me, and like I care about you, and I want to support you. And Mitsuru is saying, sometimes you lose your way, and you have people there to help you find it again. I just love this. I love this scene.
That's good writing.
It's so good.
I'm not really one to talk, but I feel like I've learned something important this year. To truly live is to be willing to change. And we have to make those choices for ourselves.
Do you think I'll be able to change too?
You have changed so much. Haven't you noticed? You've even started speaking like a real human.
I understand what my purpose is now. I'm a machine with the directive to live, and the one issuing this new command is me.
As it should be.
I'll stare fear in the face and choose to live. This is the promise I've made to myself.
I'm saving this so I can cry about it later.
I cry about it now. Sounds like a plan.
Oh no, I'm also crying about it now. I'm just saving it so I can also cry about it later.
I'm not sure how I'll do it, but perhaps that's a part of
Oh,
living
she's
too.
smiling!
Yeah, it sure is.
Oh, you're here. My son's here.
Better.
Oh, my son and the dog is here.
And again, Ken popping in with, you can figure out how to live again.
Oh.
Okay, okay. I'm crying, it's fine.
I'm upset. I'm having a moment.
Hi, Athena!
Yay, Athena!
Aigis' persona Palladian has given rise to Athena. She's got a new theurgy. Did I? What was that? Sorry. Not to distract. I just wanted to see what that was. Awaken all teammates' ultimate personas.
I think what has me a little in my feelings about this scene,
Uh-huh.
in addition to the everything, and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
and
Uh-huh.
the growth and yada yada yada, is it also, I guess this dialogue right there hit the exact part of my brain that Gerard Way hit when he's saying, "I am not afraid to keep on living," and
God, I know.
pushing that button is a wildly dangerous move. So now we're just gonna have to feel for a little while.
God, it's... There are times when I'm like, okay, I love this song. I am going to cry if I listen to it right now. So I need to make this decision, like right now. Can I listen to this song?
And sometimes the answer is no.
Yeah. Cause God, like, listen, there's a lot of good lyrics on that whole album.
You, me, shaking hands, don't think about it too hard. Don't think about why we relate to that song. You stop that.
Listen.
It's fine. It's fine. Didn't you see us shaking hands? Why are you questioning us?
Anyway.
Will you allow
Here,
me
feel
to
the
join
eyes
you in this
shaking
fight?
hands.
You kidding? Of course. You've always been one of us.
Thank you. From now on, I stand with all of you, no matter what happens. Yeah!
Sometimes I see Kim Sprite and I just remember he's little.
He's so little.
I just remember he's little. And like I know he's little. I always know he's little. Sometimes I remember he's little.
Hey, did something happen to Aicha when she was getting repaired? She seems so different. It's almost like she's human. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's fine. Don't worry about it. How mysterious.
And she's a person and I love her.
Yes! She used to be so formal, but now Aika-san is no different from the rest of us.
Hey!
Yukari's doing her nails. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Finally feels like the team is complete with Aika's back, but she's changed so much, don't you think? She seems so human now. Probably shouldn't treat her like a robot anymore, huh? You were in the first place? Yukari.
I suppose.
Now Yukari.
Now I know why I'm here. My destination lies in the decision we make. Let's choose wisely. What do you think, Fuka? I don't want to go to Tartarus today, I don't think. Said Igus was coming back because she was all fixed up, but I have a feeling it wasn't just a regular repair job. I believe she's come back to us as a whole new person. What do you think, Matsuru?
Salut.
Researchers at the laboratory told me she has developed something akin to emotions. They said she appears more human. It's probably nothing to worry about.
Hey, can we talk about Fuka saying a whole new person? Implying she was always a person, but now she has like a whole revitalized sense of self.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, alright, good. Good talk.
What do I want to do today? You know what? This might be a waste. I'm not gonna know. I just don't want to go back to the arcade. I think I'm gonna need more points with Chihiro. I think. I'm gonna just go ahead and do it. It's not like I have anything better to do with my time.
Okay, I'm fine. I'm really good.
Well, I'm glad one of us is.
I'm not lying. Why would you think that? That's weird that you think that.
Today's New Year's Eve. Am I gonna get to save? Yes, I am. Cool. We are gonna go back to the arcade, though. Because there's nothing else to do. I don't know what this...
I don't want to go back to the arcade. I hate the arcade. I'm going back to the arcade.
Well, because I already been that day, right? And I don't want my magic up further. If it had been an agility up day, I would have gone back. It's time for our decision. It feels kind of like when I'm stepping into the ring right before a match. If it had been an agility up, because, I don't know, Loki's agility is pretty shit. I was going last, so I need to get that agility up. Don't giggle smirk at me, you motherfucker. I hate you. Anyway.
You say you hate Loki, and yet he is organizing ladies.
He is. I already know my decision, and I have for some time now, actually. Good.
Nice.
Ryoji's not here yet? Dude, where the hell is he? He's gonna show up at a dramatic later time. Don't worry about it.
Perfect.
The day is finally here. I know my answer. Good.
You know.
I know what my answer is. I will keep moving forward.
Yes.
It's okay. I'm sure of my answer. I'm so glad everyone's happy. Anyone want to come game with me? At the arcade?
Friend game night?
Sorry, I got emotionally compromised with him because Ken is little.
He's so little. I love him so much. Yeah, I can get my strength up too. It doesn't hurt. I still love.
You hit that. You could really hit hard.
I still love. I say it every time I come to this fucking arcade. I do love that it's just called Very Interesting Game.
Yes. Did you not want to play Very Interesting Game?
Oh no, I love that it's a very interesting game. I just think it's very fun.
Yeah, it's very fun and very interesting.
Ryoji has returned as promised. It's time for me to make my decision.
Hey, it's been a while.
Hi, you.
Midnight's just around the corner. When it hits, I'll lose this form. And I won't be me anymore. So, have you made a decision?
pulls out a Glock.
Then I'll be waiting in his room until midnight. Come see me when you have your answer.
Wait, where the fuck are you going?
He's going to my room for some
And
reason.
one more thing.
Like, I get that he wants privacy. Can you not just say, we'll take this outside? What about going to the roof? Why are you in my room, bastard?
Don't let the fact that you have to kill me influence your decision. Like I said, I'm gonna disappear either way. I don't have any hang-ups about dying, so you don't need to worry about me. Alright. I'll be waiting.
Is it rude if I say I wasn't worried about him?
Have you made your decision?
I mean, I also wasn't worried about him. It is... He's not the most compelling antagonist to me, right?
I have a sense of joy in disliking him, but, like, he's not... He doesn't feel special.
Okay, so, like... We've talked. There's antagonists I dislike. We don't need to say their names because I don't want to invoke them in this sacred stream. But I do hate them.
Somehow the stream that blows up and we are being attacked.
Well, literally, it's not even anyone else. I just don't want to acknowledge that he exists too much today. I hate him. Then there's Adachi, who's like, I think he's definitely the best Persona 4 could do. And like, he's not... I
don't disagree with you, but what a way to put it.
like he's not bad. Like, especially for the story Persona 4 is trying to tell, he is effective. And he's there. He's definitely in it.
Game sure do got Adachi in it.
Yeah, like, from a storytelling perspective, there's nothing wrong with him, like, except for the fact that he sucks, but that's his job as an antagonist, right? Like, he fulfills his role well, he's not compelling, but he makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I would say probably personally next for me is Ryoji. Like, he fits well into the themes of the story. I don't like him as much as I think I'm supposed to, but also the game isn't being weird about the fact that I'm supposed to like him, like, to a degree, like, who I'm not speaking of. Like, it's just like, the game expects you to like him, and it's not being weird if you... It doesn't feel uncomfortable if you don't, right? Like...
The game kind of assumes that you might like him, that you might have bonded with him, but it doesn't make it impossible to move forward if you do not fulfill that premise.
Yeah, and, like, I think his story is very interesting. A shadow that is, in essence, a facet of humanity being given access to a broader spectrum of humanity than he was ever supposed to have, and being conflicted with that, and forming a bond with somebody whose demise he's bringing about, with multiple people, right? Like, I think that is an interesting position for an antagonist to be in. I think it's a fun character choice. Like, a lot of my problems with Ryoji are superficial, really. Like, has nothing to do with who he is as an antagonist, as somebody who is stopping us from proceeding, or from his role within the story. Like, I think that all fits very well. He just doesn't do it for me personally for mostly superficial, petty reasons, right?
I'm not mad about Ryoji being the antagonist, right? I just don't care for Ryoji.
Yeah.
Like, my issues with Ryoji are that he is Ryoji, which I think it's fine. Like, that's not a comment on him as an antagonist, that's just...
Yeah.
He reminds me of some sort of twerp.
Yeah. No, like, the personality choices, I hate his stupid scarf.
Oh my god, I hate his scarf.
I hate the stupid scarf. Like, and again, that's nothing, right? Like, I think he occupies a very interesting role that, were his personality and appearance slightly different, I would find extremely compelling. As it is, I find it moderately compelling just because I don't care for Ryoji as a being. As a character, as a plot device, very good. As a being,
He's a finely written villain, and I wish he weren't Ryoji.
Yeah, exactly. Which does, unfortunately, leave me as not being able to beat off the Akechi girly gender neutral allegations, even though I'm not an Akechi girly gender neutral, because I do find him more compelling. And I know, kiddo, you're going to make fun of me out there in the audience when you get to this video, because, well, okay, he has said he does not find Akechi as compelling, mostly because he doesn't, like, his motivations don't make a lot of sense, which is exactly why he is so compelling to me, is because his motivations don't make a lot of sense. Right?
And the hot take, potentially, his motivations make perfect sense, he's just irrational. Like, he's not the pillar of rational thought that he thinks that he is.
Well, like,
he is not a logical, cold, and calculating being like he thinks that he is. He is more motivated by, like, petty emotional spite than he is willing to admit. And, like, if you see it in the context of this is a little unacknowledged kid lashing out, he makes so much sense.
Yeah, no, like,
it's just he's not being rational.
Yeah, when I say his motivations don't make sense, I mean, like, his plan to get back at Shido in its entirety is to get him to a position where he controls the government and then say, by the way, I'm your illegitimate son. And that is the full extent of his plan. That is the full extent of his punishment. Well, no, like,
he's not thinking through anything. Also, like, saying
exactly.
Punishment, fascinating, because it implies that Akechi thinks that he is the punishment, right? That he is.
No, exactly. That is my point. My brother thinks that it doesn't make as much sense because it's like he's not even planning to kill him to get back at him, and it's like, no, that is the point. The point is that, like, thinking. Like, being removed from the situation, it doesn't feel like that should be enough. It doesn't feel like that should be satisfying to Akechi, especially given everything else we've seen of his character and how he reacts to everything. Like, he makes a lot of internal sense. Like, I understand why he got where he got to. It is something that's kind of doomed to failure from the start. Just in terms of Shido's not going to care, right? And I feel like,
and he kind of rationalizes everything as like oh, well, he's going to see that he didn't really do it, and this, like, he was wrong about being able to throw me away. But, like, it doesn't make sense. At a point where he achieves his goal, this guy who has, like, murdered, killed, and stolen to get where he wants to be,
yeah,
that's not going to bother him in the way that you think it is, kiddo.
No, exactly. And that right there, that Akechi not being so blinded by his rage and his fury and his hurt that he can't see the situation clearly enough to acknowledge the danger that he has put himself in is what compels me about him so much, right? Like, the fact that he thinks this is going to be enough, but I think there is some part of him that knows it isn't, right? And, like, that,
because I think he's
that
been
valley
setting himself up for a Pyrrhic victory. Like, there's no point in this plan where it seems like Akechi is creating a win-only condition for Akechi, right?
Oh, yeah,
where
no,
he's always creating something that's like, and then I have the last laugh before I too perish.
Yeah, no, it is definitely a I'm taking you down with me plan, which is what fascinates me and compels me so much about him. Like, anyway, this is Persona 3 Reload. My point is
we are not beating the allegations.
we super aren't, but, like, Ryoji does not quite scratch that same itch for me of, like, you do not make sense in a way that compels me utterly. Like...
Where's the fucking Knives Out clip? It makes no sense. Compels me, though.
Exactly. No, and that summarizes how I feel about Akechi, especially with Royal and the addition of him in the third semester, like, and especially now that I've, like, completely stopped trying to engage with the fandom at large because they have terrible taste, like, and I can actually acknowledge that I find bits of Akechi compelling without having to deal with, oh, and he actually wants to softly kiss Joker in the moonlight and feels sad about having to murder. Like, no, he fucking doesn't. He loves the murder.
Whatever else has going on is so much more intriguing. It's like, not bad, it's worse, and it's so much more intriguing.
Exactly. Anyway, Ryoji could almost be compelling if he was not Ryoji. If somebody else was fulfilling Ryoji's role in the story, I would probably be a lot more compelled. But because it is Ryoji specifically, I'm only moderately compelled.
I just don't like the cut of his jib. Like, it's not about him.
It's a bad cut.
It's not about the way he's
It's a bad cut. He needs to go back. He needs to go back to the jib cutter and demand a refund because they cut his jib bad.
Damn, man, they fucked up your jib.
Anyway, I have made my decision.
I see.
I'm probably not going to do both of them. I'm just going to do the one that will progress us forward into the story, and if you guys want to see it, YouTube it.
I'm with the rest of you.
I know it's up there.
I'm on board too. I've made my decision as well.
Sounds like we're all on the same page.
Better let him know then, okay?
Hi, can the dog come with me? I don't want to be alone in a room with this guy. Oh, we're getting Tartarus. Yeah, Tartarus music. Or a variation of it.
It's been a long time since we talked like this in your room.
Don't remind me of your stupid slides. I'm still so upset about Pharos' slides.
It seems like you all
Also, is that a watch? It's dumb. I don't like it.
Risk your lives on a battle you can't win. But they're not the ones here right now. You are. I'll say this one more time.
Don't say it like that.
If you kill me, Tartarus, the Dark Hour, and the memories of your battles will all disappear. Tomorrow, you'll wake up as a normal high school student. You'll be able to live in peace until the moment of the fall. But if you let me live, you'll spend every waking moment until that day dreading your inevitable death.
You don't make up words and put them in my mouth. Where the fuck is Evil Joker? Where did you put him? There he is.
What do you mean, where did I put him?
I said what I said.
Why do you think I'm hiding him from you?
Because I couldn't find him.
Where did you put him?
The funny thing is, I wasn't even talking to you, I was talking to Discord, but now I definitely am talking to you. Where did you, Olivia Esquire, put him?
It felt very pointed. And the two people in this chat who love using Evil Joker, especially in that context, are you and me.
Anyway, the fact that Ryoji thinks he knows me, does make me want to deck him.
Nyx
also,
can't
the
be
way
defeated.
he just presumes that all you're going to do is feel like dread and ineffective, and
he spent 10 years with me, and he thinks that I'm gonna fucking take this line down? He thinks that I'm gonna be... He thinks I'm just gonna lay in bed in the fetal position and cry for a month? No!
Clearly wasn't paying attention.
Clearly not.
Made up your mind.
I've made up my mind. My decision determines the rest of our lives. I must choose wisely. So it is funny, and I mostly remember it because I saw it in a meme before I got to that point in the story, about how, oh, hey, come check out the FemC route. FemC's choices are just let him live and then kill him. Period. We're not... I could do this. We could get the bad end. I'm not. Go look it up on YouTube if you want to see it.
Here's the thing, though. Kill Ryoji and Forget Everything does read with a similar energy to Fuck Bitches Get Money to me. I just want that to be on the record.
Great. Yeah. God. Anyway.
I think Kill Ryoji and Forget Everything should be our new have a little treat.
Kill Ryoji and Forget Everything as a treat. Anyway, we're gonna leave him alive.
Kill Ryoji and Forget Everything.
I guess I wasn't able to change her mind.
Nope.
There's still some time until midnight.
So?
I didn't want to have to show you this, but I have no choice.
Yeah.
I don't want to see anything you have to show me alone in a room with you.
Yeah, no, exactly. Hi, Thanatos.
You see,
Hey.
I am not human.
I know. The funny thing about this is, I had already fused Thanatos like 3 weeks before I had this scene in my FemC run. I'm not high enough level to fuse him yet, so I haven't done that in this one. But it was funny. It's like, oh hey, I already have you as a persona, so this is not alarming. Thanks, though.
There is no need to hesitate over killing me.
Like, did you think we were confused about that? Like, I listened when you talked. I just don't really.
Like, yeah, I'm also not gonna go kill the dog downstairs. Like, you being human has nothing to do with anything, my dude. I just don't want to forget everything. You actually have literally zero impact in my decision-making here. I am making this decision so that I can go fight a god, and, you know, either we win or we don't. But we're going down swinging. Sugar, we're going down swinging.
That Boys Who Done Fell Out did tell us that.
They did, and they're right.
Who are we to tell them they're wrong?
Consider this very carefully. Is confronting Nix really what everyone wants?
Well, let me go ask my number one with a bullet.
Listen, you heard him. It's a loaded god complex. Cock it and pull it.
Uh-huh.
Some things in this world cannot be changed. That's something you can't comprehend.
I can actually comprehend it very well, thank you. You condescending jackass. You piece of shit. I should have killed you just for the satisfaction of killing you.
Memories
My
are
name's
not set in
Ryoji, and my
stone.
high-level alpha brain
Old
allows
ones
me to
can be replaced
understand
with
what you
new
couldn't
ones,
possibly
creating
comprehend.
a new reality.
Red flags! Red flag alert! Red flag alert!
We don't need to talk about it, but we all know who this reminds us of.
I'm still... Every now and then, I don't want to think about him ever.
Yeah, then you get a little bit older.
Great talk.
Okay. Ignoring that. Like, I do keep circling back to that idea that I've had and I've never seen anywhere else, and that's probably just because I avoid fandom spaces because I don't trust anyone's opinions of him. I've never seen anywhere else, especially because the game tries to explicitly tell you in Royal that it's bullshit as a theory. I don't think he had a persona.
I agree with you.
Yeah. No, I know. We've talked. Now, granted, I don't think it was Ryoji either. I think it was something else, which you and I have talked about, Liv. But this does make me think about it. The fact that this comes back almost exactly as this line in a later game in the series, I do think about. It is red flag still, regardless of who's saying it.
Don't you think you should put a stop to everyone's pain and
Now,
suffering?
Stands for people who are red flags.
listen. Stop it. Stop it. I think I should put a stop to you speaking. Get out of my room. Get out of my house.
Up to you. Only you can
You
make
know who
this
else is
decision.
uninvited
Now,
in your house?
This
Yes,
is
I
your
do.
last chance.
Yeah.
Tell me your answer. Please kill me. More than anything. I don't want to see you suffer. After all, you're someone very special to me.
See, now, listen. If he wasn't Ryoji, this would be very compelling. The idea of death itself, caring so much about a human being, that it's like, please end me so that I don't have to see you suffer. Such a compelling idea. Unfortunately, Ryoji and his stupid scarf are involved, and so I can't care about it as much as I'd like to.
It's really interesting viewing it through the lens of, like, the fact that I feel comfortable saying we may consider Ryoji to be a kind of selfish, myopic bastard.
A little bit.
Just kind of reading that line, right?
Yeah.
Like, that does not insinuate that you deserve to be pain-free before this thing I believe is inevitable. That does not insinuate that I care about your perspective so much as it insinuates, this is going to make me uncomfortable about you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, because it is entirely, it is not like the fact, especially because, like, he's I mean, this goes back to the assumption of his that we are going to spend the rest of our days living in constant fear and agony instead of doing literally anything else with our time. He assumes he knows who we are and what we're doing from his, pretty limited viewpoint. And I think some of this does come back to him, his shadow identity, maybe. I don't want to say, like, oh, it might prevent him from being able to imagine anything else. It might have a factor in why he's assuming that, right? Like, I wouldn't be shocked if that was a thing. Not that the game's ever going to explore it, but, like, I wouldn't be shocked if that was playing into why he assumes we're just gonna, pee the bed constantly until then. Until the world ends.
But it's such a wild assumption to make after spending 10 years with protagonists.
Exactly. That's my point. Like, even that argument, which is me admittedly reaching to try to find something that makes it make sense, it still is not justified given the time we've spent together and what he's seen of me so far. And it is entirely, so it does not, even if he's saying, oh, I care about you, I don't want to watch you suffer, it is not, I don't want you to suffer, it is, I don't want to watch you suffer. And he is just assuming the suffering, which is not in character or consistent with anything else we've seen in the game, right? Like, it is definitely... Yeah.
He's been myopic. Like, he's been paying attention to what he would think about a situation and not what this actual other being thinks or feels or does.
Yeah.
Which also suggests that he's become fond of, like, a perception of you and not you.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's so dead set against something that seems like a fundamental core value to the protagonist.
Yeah.
Of, like, trying to do something.
Yeah.
Like, this dude is not your friend, and not just because he's Ryoji, and not just because he's, like, got a whole death personified thing going on.
Like,
but specifically because, like, he is literally not paying attention.
Yeah.
He's literally not seeing who your character is and what has become a value to your character.
Yeah.
And instead is just, like, superseding it with his own value judgments.
Yeah.
To make himself comfortable.
Exactly. And again, as a character choice, especially in an antagonist who fills this sort of role in a game, that is also extremely compelling and extremely interesting. Unfortunately, that fucking yellow scarf was there, and so I can't care about it as much as I want to.
You must really hate this guy.
And it has nothing to do with him being a selfish, myopic bastard. It is just him.
Well, like, the way he goes about being a selfish, myopic bastard is just by being annoying rather than being compelling, which kind of sucks. But
yeah, but like...
That's just, you and your yellow scarf can stop.
Like, it's... Again, I know I'm kind of just repeating what I've been saying, but like, even these flaws, that he's only seeing the stuff that it kind of seems like he wants to see, the stuff that already makes sense with his own worldview, regardless of how much of a conscious or even possible choice that actually is for him, like, given what he is at the core of him, like, because he is at his core here to serve Nyx, regardless of anything else. So, like, regardless of how intentional or deliberate or how much of a choice he has in this, like, that is not what makes me dislike him. Like, that makes me dislike him on a personal level, but not on a character level. Like, I do think that's an interesting and good choice for the sort of antagonist that Ryoji is.
You know what? Okay,
but
listen, not to again fall into not beating the allegations, but in terms of, like, only being able to process things through your own worldview, the Joker Akechi fight.
Yeah.
Where he's, like, shocked that she won't kill him, right? I feel like that has... It's not the same. It's not, like, narratively equivalent, per se.
Yeah.
But it's, like... It's an interesting take on that same thought, right?
Yeah.
The, like... I cannot fathom this in any other way other than my own worldview. Which is also really fucking cool because it shows up as frustration.
Yeah.
Like... There is a weird level of, you personally are out to thwart my plans because I simply cannot comprehend your actions in any other way. That has always been deeply funny to me.
Yeah.
And would be kind of interesting to see here with Ryoji. But by God, that stupid yellow scarf.
Yeah, it's just... I want Ryoji to be more compelling to me personally, because there's a lot of elements that, like, even if I find them personally frustrating or, like, I don't like them in a character, I think it adds, like, it makes sense and could be compelling, but something about him is just like, oh, really?
Go back to the jib barber, man. Get your jib cut different.
And, like, I don't know, it's just, if it was anyone else, fuck. If everything about his character was the same, but it was like... God, I don't even know who to fucking pull. Just, like... Just if somebody else was in this, like, everything about the role unchanged. Just that... I don't know what it is about him. I don't know what would have to change to make this be more compelling to me, but it's something like... all of the elements are compelling to me. Like, I think it makes sense that he's kind of a selfish, myopic bastard. I think it fits very well within the story that he's acting like this and makes these choices and does these things. Something about him is like, I wish you never existed. And that's not true, because I love his role in the story. I find it very good. I just don't like him.
Do you remember when that post went around that was like, this is the German word for saying someone has a punchable face?
Not specifically, but...
Trust me that it went around.
Yeah.
So, I think it explains him.
Yeah.
Like, it's not per se that, like, something specifically is wrong with the character as written. It's just, I don't like him. he bothers me.
Yeah, yeah. Which is, again, a shame. It is my one... I don't know if I would say major critique. It is one of my, like, it is the closest Persona 3 gets to me, aside from, like, the pervy bullshit, which I mostly just try to pretend doesn't exist in any of the games. It is the one thing that gets the closest to my frustrations with 5 specifically. 4 is more. Like, 4 does not get this sort of a nuanced critique because it doesn't have any nuance in it. Where it's like everything about this makes sense, but there's something off. And, like, all of this should be compelling and should be good, but there's something just not quite... I can't quite put my finger on it. There's something about you that sucks.
Like, I don't know, it's written well enough that I'm not even, like... I'm disappointed more than I'm sad.
Yeah, no, that is, and that's, again, more in line with my P5 critiques. It is slight disappointment of, like, this could have been better, right?
Yeah.
And, like, with Ryoji here, this role, I don't quite know what would make it better. Like, I think it is mostly his human personality. His personality as a human is, I think, specifically the sticking point for me. And the fact that he's a huge fucking flirt and that everybody loves him, I think that is the part that rubs me wrong. I don't know necessarily what I would change about it, unlike a lot of the stuff in P5 where I'm like, okay, yeah, I would change this, this, and this to make this better. Like...
I just don't like him, like, as a dude. Like,
yeah.
Even if you weren't the personification of death, I do think I would want to punch you in the face a little.
Yeah, no, it is, like, I love all the personification of death stuff. It is, I think, specifically his human personality that bothers me. And his human appearance, because his hair is dumb, and his scarf is dumb, and his mole is dumb, and I hate him.
Listen, have we said it? Have we talked about it? That we hate the yellow scarf? Yes. Are we gonna say it again? One more time.
One more
You've
time.
entered the secret podcast where we air grievances about Ryoji.
Sorry.
Well, he's
Anyway.
right here in the room with us saying that we're special.
Anyway, I know that was a whole bunch of circular talking around the same point that I don't even know if I fully said my thoughts on, but those are my thoughts. You get them.
I think it would be helpful to imagine this scene as us being on main character's shoulder and Ryoji being in the room while we discuss exactly what is happening.
Yeah.
I think that'll really help round out the scene for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, uh-huh.
The 2 lines of ellipses were a good choice, though, actually. No, go back to your death form.
It's your life.
We did like the
You're
death
free to do
form
what you
better,
want
man.
with it. I'll respect your decision.
You
Let's go
should
back
have
to the
respected it
others.
first,
I need to
earlier.
tell you guys how to confront Nyx.
I don't remember if this is how it happened in Portable. It kind of felt like he just poofed out. I might be wrong. I might be misremembering.
Somehow, I knew that's what you'd choose. I know you better than anyone, after all.
Really? Because you seem to think I'm gonna be just cowering under the bed like a small child for the rest of my days.
Even
I
our
have this
actual
feeling
small
like
child isn't like that.
I always
Yeah.
wanted to see you again. That's why I came back to you as Ryoji Mochizuki. Maybe there really is some power out there that can do the impossible. And if there is, I know you all have it. Oh, right. Here. I want you to have this.
What is it? Yeah, and this is because I got all of his linked events, which is going to be my other mission my 2 missions for New Game Plus, which I still need to decide if I'm going to do Merciless or not. I need to go see what all are different. I did read somewhere that, like, if you have ultimate weapons, those don't carry over into New Game Plus. For Merciless specifically, which I would want to go Merciless, because I'd always like to go a level harder for my New Game Plus run. And I'm on hard right now, so... But yeah, I
know
did
this
not
isn't
get...
exactly the best timing, but I never thought I'd feel this way whenever you play this music box.
Sorry. I thought I had Shinji's because it gave me dialogue options like I had Shinji's, but then I don't have Shinji's. And I didn't get Koromaru's either. Which I knew I hadn't gotten because I didn't yet know how the linked episodes worked. Also, I don't like that he's giving me a music box because that's what Aki gave me as FemC. He gave me a music box and he was gonna buy me a piece of jewelry every year until it was fall. For every Christmas we spent together. Anyway, it's fine.
I hope that you remember me.
I'll remember you. Listen, I'm definitely going to remember you for the next 3 months. 2.5.
Let's go.
2.5.
Everyone's waiting.
Listen, I'm not going to have a choice. I am going to remember you for the next 2.5 months, though. I can now fuse Saturnus, the Black Sun, and yeah, this is what you get if you do all of their linked episodes, is you can fuse. And Shinji's is Hellbiker. I don't know what Koromaru's is.
That's my boy. That's my boy, Shinji.
I still don't know how I fucked that up. Like, I did all of the links. He was not available again. It gave me the dialogue like, oh, hey, did you have the thing? Like, oh, you should think carefully before you hand this thing that you got that is the key over to Mitsuru. And I was like, okay, if that's all that is, that means I have it, we're good. And then I didn't have it, so I don't know what was up with that. Anyway.
Boo.
It's a painful decision, but it's yours to make.
That's a New Game Plus problem now.
But it's impossible to defeat Nyx.
We'll go as far as we can. We have to try.
You're the only one saying it's impossible. Personally, I don't care if it is.
I love you so much.
Perfect boyfriend remains perfect.
He's so good.
All right, then. It's almost midnight, so I'll make this short.
Also, he keeps saying, oh, defeat Nyx. You can't defeat Nyx. There might be other ways to resolve the situation that don't involve, like, destroying her, right? There are other things we can do. And not to talk about the end of the game, we do something else. We don't technically defeat Nyx.
Listen, when you're narrow-minded and myopic, how are you supposed to see other opportunities?
No, but, like... And, like, again, the game doesn't explore this because this was the first emergence of Atlas being cowards. It would make sense for the embodiment of death itself to not be able to consider alternative solutions, right? Again, I don't think that was their intention at all. I don't listen. I will give Atlas some amount of credit, specifically in Persona 3, and Persona 3 only. I don't think that was their intention. I don't have that much faith in them.
I should tell you where to find Nyx. She's at the very top of Tartarus. On the promised day, you have to make your way to the top of the tower.
The promised day.
It's exactly 1 month from tomorrow, January
Still new.
31st, 2010. On that day, Nyx will descend to Tartarus, and that's when the world will end.
1 month.
Tartarus is a gigantic rift in the night sky. It acts as a beacon to guide Nyx. With the Appriser's arrival, Nyx learns that the way has been prepared, and she begins her descent. And with her, she brings the demise.
That explains why it's called the Tower of Demise. So what you're saying is, we can fight Nyx if we reach the top?
That's right. But remember, after today, you'll be fighting against eternal despair. Nyx can't be defeated. When you come face to face with her, you'll finally understand why. And then
shut the fuck
you'll
up.
realize exactly what you're trying to stand against.
No, again, if this was explored in any way, this could be a character point, right? Like, the fact that Death cannot conceptualize anything else. Because it's Ryoji, I just can't trust that that was the intention, and I just want to punch him in his stupid face.
I have a thought, but it's like half baked.
I mean, you can share what you've got. We can throw it in the oven together.
Me and you, we're putting the thoughts in the mind oven. We're making sure they're fully baked. They're coming out fresh and hot.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's like, it feels like an early instance almost of Atlas and their fear of like making someone kind of nuanced and wrong.
Yeah.
Like, some people are compelling and they are just flat out wrong, right?
Yeah.
And because he cannot be compelling and wrong, it doesn't seem intentional that he's having this black and white thought situation where either you win and you defeat Nyx and you kill her, or you lose and the world ends, right? That like only being dichotomy is not a function of limitations, but rather his rational perception knowing more, right?
Yeah.
Like, it can't be a limitation or a flaw.
Yeah.
And I don't like that pattern, perhaps.
Yeah.
With Ryoji.
Yeah.
I can't believe he's done this to me.
And like, I don't know, because like, yeah, technically, again, not to talk about the end of the game, we don't technically defeat Nyx, right? That's not... Being defeatist is kind of annoying. It is specifically the way he talks about it that makes it such a huge rub for me, you know? I don't know, and maybe it's because he prefaced this all with, you all will spend the rest of your days in eternal fear or whatever the fuck. Like, no! You can keep saying that she can't be defeated. Like, it could be, again, intentional or not, in-character thing that you just can't conceive of any other, like, anything else that could happen, but, like, it's, I don't know. It bothers me. I want him to stop. I want him to get out of my house.
Understand. You don't need to keep telling us.
It's
Thank
really
you.
wild that, like, he not only can't conceptualize of anything different in terms of outcome, but that he's fundamentally misunderstanding your, like, personal proclivities, right?
Yeah.
After spending that much time with you, the way that you personally process, because he also, like, never says you should be afraid. Like, he's not being defeatist in a way that's like, this is how you should feel about the situation. Like, I understand you guys are optimists, but there is no optimism in this situation, which I think I could find compelling too.
Yeah, no, that
He's
would be a lot
saying
better.
you will be,
Yeah.
right? He's like, I have already determined what your emotional outcome is gonna be.
I figured out the problem. I don't think this is entirely the problem, but I have figured out the problem. He said upstairs that he respected our decision, and it was Mitsuru saying this line of dialogue that made it click for me. He said upstairs that he respected our decision. The fact that he keeps coming around to, you are going to be afraid for the rest of your life before you die in a single month because there's nothing you can do and it's impossible and there's nothing you can do, shows that he doesn't respect our decision because he's not even bothering to listen when we say that it does not matter to us if we succeed or not. If she can't be defeated, okay. We are not fighting her because we necessarily think we can defeat her. We are fighting her because we have to do something. Because to do nothing is antithetical to who we are as people.
And again, like,
and that
his response to that was like, I understand that you are optimistic as people, as like a general matter, but this is not the time for your optimism. I would at least be like, okay, he's hearing us. He's just, this is the way he is. Right?
Yeah, but this insistence on it's impossible, you can't do it, there's no reason for this, it's impossible, that is showing that he's not listening, right? And I think that is, he's so self-important, and he tries to pass himself off as a wet kitten. Again, much like somebody else.
My god, we've circled full circle. It's the wet kittenification of the own antagonist.
Yeah. And it's just like, again, it's not a bad character choice. And it is specifically something else about Ryoji that is making me so as mad about it as I am. Like, I would be, again, because Adachi also did the wet. He tried to make himself be a wet kitten, and it did not bother me as much with Adachi. And I would still say that I find Ryoji, like everything about Ryoji that isn't Ryoji, I find more compelling as an antagonist than I do like Adachi or other dude who I'm not saying his name.
You shall not be discussed.
Yeah, it's just that, unfortunately, he is Ryoji, so I don't like him. There's a lot of parts that are compelling, and they come together in an unsatisfying whole.
I think if there was a universe in which everything ended perfectly and happily, and Ryoji got to be a person at the end of it, and none of us had Tartarus or powers to worry about at the end of it, I would still punch Ryoji in the face.
Yeah, yeah.
It tells us a lot about what's going on here.
Yeah, no, like, my problems with Ryoji have nothing to do with his role as the appraiser, with his position as an antagonist. Has nothing to do with the fact that he is death incarnate, that he's potentially probably responsible for the death of our parents. It has everything to do with that fucking scarf.
1 month from now,
I don't
January
just don't
31st.
like the guy.
We won't forget.
Well, I'll be going then.
Good, get out of my
I'll leave
house.
you while I'm still in this form.
Ryoji-kun.
I guess I'm sorry for all the pain and suffering I put you through.
I won't forget that you were my enemy. And my friend.
He wasn't your friend, babe. You don't have to say that. Listen, I know he's, like, going away and we're not gonna see him again. You don't have to be niceys to him.
Baby, we saw the way that you looked at him. You don't have to.
We don't have to be niceys to him. It's fine.
I guess.
Frankly,
Thank
if he's
you.
going away, I think now's the perfect time
This
to
is
be
probably
mean
the
to
last
Zelda.
time
Mhm.
we'll get to see each
We
other
gotta
like
let him
this.
know where he stands at.
I'll always be watching over you.
Don't like that.
So long then.
Get out!
Best wishes in the coming year. That's
Fuck off.
what you say on New Year's Eve, right?
Get
See
the
ya.
fuck out of here. Hate his stupid fucking hair, too. I hate those fucking front cowlicks. They're so bad.
We have 1 month until January
Okay, wait.
31st.
There's like a name for those. and it's like, if I remember right, it translates to like idiot pears, right? Like you're supposed to enjoy them because they make him look like a youthful and like optimistic protagonist.
They don't.
Just like a little bit dumb and naive, and like
That is not how those make me feel.
Well, it's not like a purposeful choice that he is making in the world with the
Yeah.
human form.
Uh-huh.
I think again, I could be compelled by it, but instead I look at his yellow scarf and by God, do I want to hit him?
God, I
We'll
know.
get through this together.
We can't kill him for story reasons. I think there should be a button that lets you get as close as possible without killing.
Listen, I just want to chain him up in the basement and keep him on the brink of death for the next month. Is that too much to ask for? Rank 10, by the way.
Yay, rank 10.
Which means we can start Judgment.
I am thou. Thou art I. The bond thou hast nurtured hath finally matured. The innermost power of the Fool Arcana hath been set.
We've released the Fool!
We now bestow upon the ultimate form.
Anyway, how are you other people in the chat doing now that Olivia and I have talked for approximately an hour?
I've been working. I've been doing my little job.
I just put a lot of words into Lucille's direct messages.
Oh shit, 1 second.
Oh no.
I've also been messaging an Etsy seller and I'm gonna buy a little guy. You know the little guy I'm talking about.
It's real?
Because this is a real person and they answered very kindly to me when I asked them a little question.
Oh.
Oh?
What?
I was excited about your little guys that you guys can get.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy my little guy.
Maybe I'd buy a little guy. Maybe it's
Buy my little
okay.
guy. Place my order to my home.
Yeah, maybe don't do that.
Place my order to me.
Oh no. Living in a city that maybe a lot of people live in.
Yeah.
Maybe like a lot of people.
Anyone who buys an order, makes an order to my shop sees where I live.
Thou hast established a new bond.
Live on my bed. This person's gonna be so excited to see both little guys get sold.
Persona of the Judgment Arcana.
Judgment time!
I don't like that you have to write words in your review. I wish to give stars.
Yeah. If you do it on mobile, you can skip the words. But it has to be on mobile only.
Why?
Oh, you know.
2009 is quietly drawing to a close. It was a year
Thank
filled with
God.
many memories. God, can you imagine remembering 2009?
Can I ask you one clarifying question real quick?
Yes. Yeah.
Would you describe it as carcalicious?
I truly think this was the most carcalicious 2009 anyone could have possibly had. Well, no, listen, hear me out. Untold suffering. Blood.
Yeah. Correct.
Being angry a lot. I think that makes it all carcalicious.
That's pretty carcalicious. I've thought about it. It actually was one of the more carcalicious 2009 that people could have.
Fuck, I hit my funny bone yesterday, like real hard. And every now and then I press against it in a way that reminds me that I have a bruise there, I think. I can't see it, but I think I do have a bruise there, and it's mostly fine. But sometimes...
I choose to believe that this is Ryoji's swing. Why? Because I can.
Did they shift the entire color palette to make it grayer?
It looks like they may have. Our son is wearing shorts.
Yes, he is.
Child.
It's so cold.
Yeah, no, it is January and he should not be wearing shorts. He exclusively wears shorts. Even his tuxedo is shorts.
Do you need us to like go shopping?
I would love to put a pair of pants on him.
Oh, and Happy New Year.
I think our character models are still in full color, but the rest of the world is grayer palette, I think.
The world does look slightly desaturated.
Yeah, like even the
Look at his pants. I'm
Let's make it a good one.
about his kneecap.
Yeah, no, I'm also worried about him. Let's make the most of it.
Happy New Year to you too, Koro.
Oh, once we both get our little guys, we've got to give this person their first 2 reviews. And I'm gonna use words.
I will use words for them.
Yeah.
Alright, like for people who have
I stay up all night watching that stupid movie.
It
was about zombies in Italy or something. Anyone else catch it?
Also, I never know what to write in your reviews. Because I'm like, I do love these, but I buy things from you really often. And I'm like,
is anyone gonna visit the shrine?
These sure are things I bought a lot.
I already stopped buying enough shrines on my jogs.
It does. I don't think it makes a difference in like the Etsy algorithm, so it's all good.
I don't want to deal with the New Year's traffic.
It just sits in my little,
That's
like,
too bad. Yukari-san and the others are already there. Apparently, Mitsuru-san got kimonos for all of them.
Kimonos, huh? Yeah, I'm gonna run to the store.
Hold it. You're going to the shrine? I thought you didn't want to go through the trouble.
No, I'm not. I'm just going for a walk.
Again, another one of those things.
Well,
I'm pretending it doesn't happen.
So I'll tag along.
Oh, I'll go too.
Bye, bitch.
Well, everyone else is going, so you're not getting out.
I don't want to be part of this.
Junpei, you're not my real
I have
dad.
directions.
Sweet.
We're not going anywhere until Ken puts on pants. It's cold outside.
I don't think he didn't put on pants.
I'm disappointed.
Happy New Year! Let's all give it our best.
Hi, girlies.
You all look so cute.
Yeah. That kid back there is also wearing shorts, but they are longer shorts.
I'm so sorry for what's inevitably about to happen, but you all look so pretty.
Listen, we're God, my mom texted me a bit ago and I haven't responded yet.
Quinn's brother, respond to your shared parental unit forum. Go back in time, text out a response, and just make
Anyhow,
it
you
work.
guys are late. We were just about to leave.
God, I'm gonna have to get up like on time tomorrow morning so I can do enough laundry. Ugh.
What? Happy New Year.
Again, this feels more out of character.
Why are you acting so
This feels out of character for Junpei, right?
You know what? I guess we have the same question. We have the same question right here, I guess.
Right.
Hmm?
But
we're not gonna pay attention to the words right now.
Yeah, no, we aren't.
Cute outfit. That was great.
Good. And now we get the new music.
Let me review without writing words.
Are you on mobile?
Yeah. I've tried, on the
Planning
browser,
on heading back?
my mobile browser, and in the app.
I just did a bunch
Let
of
me know when you
non-word
leave.
reviews in my app. Because you reminded me that I've got those.
I'm not used to seeing the girls dressed like that.
And we're not bothering.
Be real sim. You just be like, great
What
stuff.
do you think?
Highly recommend. Smiley face.
Sorry, I'm appreciating this music.
It's nice.
I forget what it's called because I don't tend to remember the names as well until I've had a lot of time to like really listen to them and have them come up a lot. It's fine. Just break it up and of course bad luck affects me too. But I love this song.
Seriously, Junpei? Of all the dumb things you could say.
Right?
Anyway, it's nice that we get the chance to go out like this every once in a while. Let's just try to stay positive and chin up.
I'm kind of surprised they kept all that dialogue in, considering this is a brand new remake.
Wearing something
Oh,
like
no,
that
they-
would have been like, oh,
really
people don't want to hear
makes me
this
feel
shit.
more put together.
Oh no, they think that this is the draw. It's like how in Royal, you know, the gay guys who grab Ryuji. So in Shinjuku, because that English dialogue is different from the original version, but they only changed it in the English version. They did not change it in the Japanese version. In the Japanese version, it's very clearly explicit that they are going to try to get him drunk to get him to sleep with them.
Just supposed to.
Mm-hmm. Because, oh, well, that's the culture. This is a common stereotype in Japan.
No.
Like, this is the draw. This is deliberate. This is a choice they're making because that's the kind of person they want to attract. They think it is necessary, and that's, I think, part of the reason why 4 leaned so heavily into it.
And thank you for the reviews, Olivia.
I want
Although
people
the
to know
sash
that they're
makes it
really good, and I
real
just
hard
don't
to
know a lot of
breathe.
words. Just
These
let
are
me
great.
give my friends stars.
Yeah, these are great reviews. Thank you.
You
I
did a
drew a
really
paper
good
fortune,
job.
and it said great luck.
I do genuinely
I'm
have
sure
people
that
come into
means
my office
everything
and
will
like
work
point
out for
out
the
things you
best.
have done in my office and be like, who did that? And I'm like, oh, Dusty, you're never gonna believe it. This room is decked out. You do get mad props, and your review should reflect that. These are my reviews, but also the reviews of like at least 10 different people.
What? I didn't say that! Dude, don't go making stuff up!
Huh? But you said...
Masks are actually good luck items, you know? Like this one, for example. Where did I put it? Okay. Can't buy a mask, so I don't care.
Yeah, CJ, that event, that little like arrow event, God,
Oh
one of
my
my
God.
favorites. It's so good.
They
Miku game can be so good.
Could be so close.
I know.
Like perfectionism is a cancer, and they could like bond over that.
Give them some time. Mafio's got shit to do with first.
And here. Okay.
Also highly recommend catching up on
Planning
Night
on
Court
heading
because
back?
the newest event, crazy.
Yeah, let's go. We're good here.
Catching up now.
What did you wish for, Fuka?
I wished for a great year. I know it sounds boring, but that's what I really want.
And
That's what I wished for as well.
We all wished for the same thing.
However, I'm not praying for divine help. There's nothing to worry about. I have the utmost certainty that we can do this.
Yeah, I know we can.
We should get going.
Genuinely, I think it's so cowardly that they don't let the boys dress up.
Yeah. No, it definitely is.
Really what the fuck.
And that was... God, it is significantly more grayscale.
This is
Um,
Elaine speaking.
That is I don't know what general opinion is about Strikers. I really enjoyed Strikers. Strikers saved Persona 5 to me, where the ending of Royal almost completely fucked it up. Because I was so disappointed in the ending of Royal. And then I played Strikers and I was like, oh right, I love this game and these characters. It's just that the ending sucked. But the other good thing about Strikers is that when, for Tanabata, the boys dress up too.
Yay!
Yay!
And it's good. They look great. Hi, Liz.
In regard to a recent change in Tartarus.
Yeah, I know. There's the last block of Tartarus
Seems
open.
that a path that had been blocked off is now open. I thought it prudent to inform you.
I appreciate your promptness this time instead of waiting 2 weeks while the plot won't let me go to Tartarus. See, and it's not. It's a little more grayscale in this. Oh, there's Crops upstairs. I need to go talk to her.
All right.
Hi, what do you think? What's up?
It's unrelated to anything that's going on stream.
Uh-huh.
I was shown a picture of a baby Godzilla, and I would kill for him.
Uh-huh. This month is going to be very important. Make sure you spend your time wisely. Listen, I will. Speaking of spending my time wisely, when do I go back to school? God, I have another week before I can go back to school. Are you fucking kidding me? There's no way I'm gonna finish anything.
Excuse me.
I never used to understand the significance of a new year. Dates and times were nothing but data to me. But with all that has happened, I'm starting to realize the meaning behind this custom. It's a time to leave behind the past and look forward to the future. Yes, anything is possible in the new year. We're gonna talk. I might go to Tartarus. It's not like I have fucking anything better to do. Always feels like the new year brings new beginnings. I'll use all my newfound energy to work hard and restore peace.
I'm gonna get a snack.
Alright. And if anyone goes and gets lost in Tartarus, it's not like I'm gonna have anything else to do with my evening, so I can just go back in and retrieve them. It's not like I'm trying to wait it out at all. You know? You know. The director of the movies we watched has a huge repertoire.
Oh.
Maybe. Probably not.
Nice one.
For all that's happened, it's good to be starting a new year.
No.
No.
Oh, no, no.
No. Listen, no. I could cook with you, Kari, which will get me an item. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Home place, I'm busy thinking about baby Godzilla. I'm gonna be so real with you.
Well, see, if you say shit like that, I am going to go to Tartarus.
Is baby Godzilla in Tartarus?
Not for long.
Are you gonna kill baby Godzilla?
Listen, don't worry about it.
No, I'm a little worried.
I want to know my future. What do you have to say about my future? You have pulled the trigger of fate. I see it now. The target was the shadow of impending doom. Your goal is now clear. Keep your flame of life ablaze until the end. Let us hope you find fortune in your destiny. That's pretty good, actually. Hey, suspicious man. What have you got for me?
Thanks for
A couple more of those, too. You have something.
Welcome.
From a friend, that's a picture of a Flavor Town spiked variety pack, 8-pack, And I don't know what this is, but all it says is my app. What are you doing right now? With a picture of it. What is this?
Come again.
Guy Fieri, what are you doing? I think Guy Fieri made spiked fruit punch. I think my friends have some.
Welcome.
Glad the persona user is you. You have me on tenterhooks. You are locate. Oh, okay. So I'm not gonna worry about equipment.
I've got some good stuff in stock.
Yet.
Take your time browsing. You like that one? Have you decided? We have a deal. How many? Have you? All right, I'll trade you for this. Did that catch? All right, I'll trade you for this.
I can buy a couple more of these. Nope, not really. I have to go buy more onyx, but I could. I could go buy more onyx.
As exquisite as mine. I'm the only one around here who can tell how valuable these items are.
I am fascinated.
I'm
the
sure
amount
this
of
will prove to be
information being
useful.
thrown at me on any given day is immeasurable.
There are other people who can use personas, right? Try to get along with them. You can overcome most hurdles in life with your friends.
That's really sweet of you to say.
I can overcome most hurdles in life with my friends. So true.
Okay.
Everything good? Come again.
Yeah. Can I sell gems at the police station? Something to consider. I'm not going to worry about it yet.
Marvelous.
Oh, thanks. More Twilight fragments.
Are you accepting a request?
Bloody button. Yeah. Have you ever experienced being pursued relentlessly by a vicious shadow within Tartarus? Yeah, no, I'll kill him for you this time. Don't worry about it. Obtained from the antique shop. Okay, I'll go, yeah, make that real quick. Masakado, I'm not high enough level to do. I didn't find this guy.
It's strong, fierce. A far cry from how you looked the day we first met.
Thanks, Liz. I didn't find a greedy shadow in Haruba, so I am going to have to try to force that before the month is out. And I am going to have to fight the Reaper or something.
Welcome to the Velvet Room. Registering, I see. Will you register it? All registered.
Thanks.
I too. Which will you
I'm still level 72. I was saving you for Abaddon here at 76. That's right. That's why I still had you. And Dominion, I wanted this Addis with Belphegor
personas come to be is a
in
great
another
joy
level.
of mine.
Are you finished?
I'm gonna leave now. Right. It's...
Welcome, come on in. Creating equipment. What would you like?
don't...
What would you like?
I need 5 diamonds? Damn. Shouldn't have spent those diamonds then, huh? Okay, well, I'm gonna need to go find a bunch of diamonds, because I spent all my diamonds on other stuff. And, like, it's good stuff. But I did spend all of my diamonds, so I am definitely going to have to spend a lot of time in Tartarus. Find it... Farming diamonds, that's the word. Farming. Finding would have worked, but it doesn't feel as active as what I'm going to be doing. Anyway.
For diamonds.
There we go. That's the best word for it. Hi, girlfriend, beloved, we're going to Tartarus. Farming, listen. I think I'd agree with farming sim over dating sim, but I don't think either of them fully encompasses the Persona experience. Lol.
It's because you get to do both. I am again being invited somewhere.
Are you? Oh, so are you abandoning us again?
I don't wanna. Okay, here's the thing. If I go somewhere, I should go there. Well, I should go to the birthday party and not there. Because I was invited to the birthday party first.
Yeah, yeah.
But, oh, there's a big ass mosquito outside my window. I can't go anywhere.
Understandable. Please hold.
Actually, death and dying.
Please hold. I've made a mistake.
I am losing my mind.
I need to go back to the club. Is this Memories of the City? I think this is Memories of the City, is the name of this track. All of the ones with this theme are memories of something. That's not the club, that's the arcade. Wrong direction. I would like to know my fortune. Okay, so the rarity fortune sucked, and I was not amused. I don't think I want the gamble fortune. I think we are just going to increase our theurgy rate. Because, like, if it was, like... I did the rarity fortune, and it didn't feel like I had, like, a noticeable increase in finding rare shadows like it was supposed to do for me. Okay. Now we're going to tartar sauce. Now that Aigis is back safe, we can all put everything we've got into fighting again. I bet this month is gonna fly by in no time, so let's get as strong as we can. The phrase time is money has never resonated with me until now. Even during the dark hour, we're pressed for time. That's why you ought to spend it wisely, so that you have no regrets later on. People around the world are having fun, celebrating the new year. I want to be able to greet the new year in the same way next year, and the year after that. So let's fight and never give up, Minato-san. Yeah, you are going to be on my team.
Okay.
It's a new year. The promised day is fast approaching. I can't let my nerves get the best of me right now. Let's go about this like usual. I know what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to let anything distract me. I'll do everything I can with all I've got. That's how I stay motivated for the battles in Tartarus. Ready to go when you are. Woof woof. Indeed. Koromaru-san is trying to cheer us up, saying, hang in there. He's perfect. Hi boyfriend, what's up? Battle with Nyx will be tough. We have to train as much as we can beforehand, and the shadows are always getting stronger too. Don't underestimate them. Here we go. Aiton is different now. I don't know, it's like her face seems brighter or something. Well, I haven't stopped growing yet either. I'm still gonna level up like crazy, so let's go. Okay, so Aigis is definitely gonna be on my team. Not for long, though, it looks like. Because I think she's gonna level up to level 70. Because I used the clock on her. Let's see, 6,000. So I think she's gonna come in. Yeah, she's gonna come in place of Mitsuru. For now. I was just in there. I am gonna save again out here. What are you doing? Well, those are some choices.
All I'm saying is none of the homies are saying Avast anymore.
Listen,
like...
it's because I'm too busy calling everyone rat bastards, and you know this about me.
Hey, sometimes you call us cowards.
Well, yes, but mostly just when you're being cowards.
Yes.
Fuka, are you new here? We always start at the beginning. Oh, right away with the darkness. Oh, no. Speaking of the darkness, I have to go, close a blind. I'll close the door too. It's beautiful outside, but, because my apartment building is all brick, it is still blowing air conditioner. So I might as well just close my door. Because the sun's out, so it's getting hotter in my apartment, regardless of how warm or cold it is outside. Anyway, now it is dark enough that I can see the darkness. Which means the Reaper's gonna be, on my ass.
It's an enemy. Do we attack?
Excuse me. Ooh.
Your floor's empty in here.
There's a shadow.
That's fine.
Is that treasure?
Also, I do have to be really careful because, I learned last time that it's not just, oh, the Reaper, shows up on the floor you're on and chases you around the floor. He will chase you until you, go through enough floors fast enough that he's not there. So he will chase you, like, up to 10 floors.
I think we're starting to get somewhere. A shadow!
I still don't agree with their decision to replace the chain noises, though. I think that was a bad choice.
That's a one-way teleporter. I can keep going, but what should we do?
Oh, and her lines of dialogue had even changed slightly, because she's been through a serious emotional turning point in her story.
There's a treasure chest over there.
I love her. Have I mentioned, by the way, that I love Aigis lately? I wasn't sure if I had.
You have, but what if we said it again?
What if we said it again? We've said it, but have we said it enough? No. Never.
There's a treasure chest.
How many Twilight fragments do I have? I might wait until... At least Saya. Maybe even Haraba before I start opening locked chests.
Oh, there it is. Oh, can we go up those
Stairs? Excuse me.
There's a shadow. I think we've seen everything on this floor by now.
Lock band. Yay.
All right, let's get going.
Shadow up ahead. What should we do? This area looks like the school. Are your classrooms somewhere around here?
There is, I think... It's a lot more subtle than it was in Portable. But there is a slight difference in the way the voice actress is speaking now that it's been... Now that she's gone through her personal growth. I'm not sure if I have a preference for the more subtle or the more explicit change from the much more robotic to the more personable.
It seems like we've checked everything on the...
Morsel. Break. Break. Uh-oh. Unstable. Uh-oh.
Preparations complete. Moving out.
Uh-oh. Again, as soon as my internet service provider gets back to me about upgrading my internet plan, maybe we can get rid of those.
I can keep going, but what should we do?
Because going from 100 megabits to 500 megabits is literally $5 more per month. Going up to 1 gig would have been double that. But I don't think I need that.
Look, there's a shadow.
Oh, the very nice creature seller on Etsy has messaged.
Yeah. It's mine's shipping Monday.
Mine is also shipping Monday.
Yay! I wonder if she knows that we're friends because we're both shipping to Las Vegas.
I don't know. I do think that's hilarious. Or like, if she doesn't know, she hopes that we are,
This will
you know?
improve my capabilities.
Or that like these two creatures will end up with people that stay in touch. I think it's very funny.
I mean, I'm gonna reply to her and be like, thank you so much. Maybe I'll be like, also, my friend is gonna love you there, little creature too, thank you. We'll see.
I feel like if you do, I need to, so that they like can match us up and know that the creatures are... Yeah. What if I went to go get a tattoo today instead of being social?
You could do that.
You could do that. So first of all, Club Fit.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's pretty good. I'm not a gold person, so it's not for me. Invited to girls' night.
Mm-hmm.
Just make it silver.
Well, I feel like because there's silver on the inside of the band, so I feel like you have to have the both. I do like the personal space
Yes.
perimeter set up by the shield.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Daughter of Zeus and a goddess of great martial ability, she fights to protect her land or family, but never for sheer bloodlust. Her symbol is the olive tree.
It sure is. Haha. Just like my name.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That is in part where my name comes from.
Yep.
Oh, can we go
Yep.
up those stairs?
You, however, do fight for sheer bloodlust.
Sometimes. Okay, here's the thing. I don't typically lust for blood unless there is some type of greater purpose. Like, if I'm feeling bloodlust, there's typically a reason.
Come here. This distress. This is the hallway. That's gonna go further, so I'm gonna do this thing that I think might loop around. Yeah.
There's a shadow. Oh, there's a rare treasure chest.
I do. This is, again, it's not an issue. Like, it's not a problem. I do think I prefer, like, you know, the sorts of changes you could make to Tartarus, or not Tartarus, Mementos in Royal, where, like, you could, like, choose to aliquot your points into, like, there being more items, or getting more experience, or getting more money, or stuff like that. Like, I kind of...
my points.
What should we do?
Yeah, and, like...
You know what?
I don't wish for it to be exactly like that, but I wish some of those elements, like, I would love if I could have gone to the fortune teller and just, like,
It looks like this is
greater chance, like, or, like, more breakable items, like, more breakable shadow bits, or even just, like, higher rate of rare item drop on, like, fulfilling X conditions or whatever, right? Like, I wish those had been options. Because it kind of feels like the fortune teller is a little bit of a waste of money, because again, I tried the rare shadow thing, and it was not a significant increase. Like, at all.
It's an enemy. Do we attack? Ooh, a treasure
Like,
chest.
maybe 20% higher chance of encountering a rare shadow. Maybe. And that's like a high number. Like, if you're saying, oh, we're gonna increase your chance of encountering a rare shadow, I would expect it to be closer to double, right? At least.
Yeah.
And it definitely was not. I don't know, just
It's an enemy. Do we attack?
having more options with her, I think, would have been nicer.
Hey, doesn't that chest look kind of different from the others?
Yep, but we're not touching it.
an enemy. How should we proceed?
Excuse me. Thank you. Oh, yep, a little more over here.
It seems like we've checked everything on this floor.
And I do have to go trade Aegis out. because I have gotten in a single fight, so she did level up to level 70. I think for Koromaru. Yeah, Koromaru. That's the wrong direction. Oh, also, because I know, I don't remember if it was last time you were on stream with me or the time before, we talked about the temperatures of each of these places and what we thought they would be. I
think we're starting
I have new data. Haraba, the place with the gnomes. Koromaru was cold.
Ooh, a treasure chest.
So there's that.
I do think that, like, it should be either uncomfortably cold or, like, warm and a little sticky.
Yeah, and yes.
I think those are the only two temperatures.
I've definitely always thought, in general, before anyone started talking about temperatures at all in this game, it was always kind of uncomfortably cold. Like, you're inside and the air's blowing and, like, it's cold enough that you want to put on a jacket, but then you put on a jacket and then you're way too warm. You know? Like that sort of uncomfortably. Yeah, exactly.
No, I can definitely see Tartarus being like that, especially because it's a lot of like big spaces. And
yeah. There's a lot of like
the wind is howling through it.
Yeah, like it's drafty and you can never really predict where the drafts are gonna come, and every time you think you're out of it, you're not.
Yeah.
And it's just uncomfortable to be in. Like that is the primary thing. Tartarus has to be uncomfortable. Like,
which is why I think like if it's warm in that specific way where it's just a little bit sticky.
Yes.
Oh, here it is.
And I think like Zaya, the gold floor, I think that could definitely be sticky. I could imagine that being humid and warm. A place like this, I would definitely imagine being as that uncomfortably cold. Most of the floors, I think I would imagine them being uncomfortably cold.
Is warm and sticky a break? You're uncomfortably cold, or is it just another one of God's?
There's a treasure chest.
I do think, especially if like all of the other floors are uncomfortably cold, it's like a shock to your system in a bad way, right?
And see, here's what else I was thinking about. After the warm and sticky, you go back to uncomfortably cold, and so now you're mildly damp and
yes,
cold.
Yes,
And that's
exactly.
Oh, can we go up those stairs?
No, like I've had the labs I'm in now are always are always like hot, like not pleasantly warm. But like the labs I used to be in back when I was in the building across the street in that other department, there was the one time it got like up to 24 degrees Celsius, which is way hotter than the lab is supposed to be. Lab is supposed to be like 16 degrees Celsius. But yeah, the lab got up really warm that one time, but most of the time it was really cold, and those labs over there didn't have like the big machinery or the whole bunch of people that our labs that I'm in now have, where it's like, especially the small lab, we would sit in one place for 8 hours doing those fills. And it was uncomfortably cold. And then, especially in the summer, I would leave the lab, I would finish for the day, I would go outside, and it would be, 80% humidity out there. And 101 degrees. And I'd be like, this is hell. Like, this isn't even a reprise from being cold. And this is just the worst.
No, only I think the Tartarus.
I'm aware.
Here's another one that I've just thought about. I don't know if this works for you. Or if this, not works, but if this happens. But it does when I go rapidly between hot and cold multiple times, I develop a migraine.
See, I don't think I have encountered that situation often enough to know, to at least have made that correlation. It could be
in the summer here because it's real hot outside.
Yeah.
And you get into the car and there's air conditioning, and then it's real hot outside, and then you get into the air conditioning in the building.
Yeah.
And that, like, back and forth rapid temperature change is a headache.
Yeah. And see, I just don't go outside.
I mean, like, even just going to the car, the temperature is real different here.
Yeah, no, I get that. It is not a correlation I have made to this point. I'm not gonna say it doesn't happen.
I just think it does. I don't know if the Tartarus kids here have similar issues, but...
I don't know. I don't know, maybe they don't get migraines, the lucky fucks.
I mean, I'm happy for them, they have enough problems, but like, God, I wish it were me.
God, I remember... This was a while ago now, but I was talking to my grandma a bit ago, about, you know, my migraines and how I get migraines and how much they suck. Because I'd been having a lot of them. This was before my recent batch where I've been getting one a week. But I've been having a lot of them, and she was like, oh yeah, no, I also get those all the time. And I'm like, oh, you're the reason why.
It's also my grandma, because when I first started getting them, she told me about how when she was a teenager, she just have to sit in a dark room for 3 days.
Yeah, and she was like,
betrayal.
and she was like, man, she was like, it really does suck because nobody else understands just how, like, nauseous and miserable you get. And I'm like, yeah, no, like, you're right, but also, why have you done this to me?
Counterpoint, why'd you give me that?
Like I said, I got all the bad genes. I'm gonna be getting pimples until my 50s at least, just like my mother. I got my dad's weird greasy hair, I got my grandmother's shortness and her migraines. I'm going gray already, have been since I was 16. It's fine though.
I'm embracing my gray hair. And
Yeah, no, like,
really, like, making a point to point it out to people when they bother me. Just so they know.
Listen, I want to be clear. The gray hair, I definitely don't care about at all. I only care about how my mom brought it up to try to be like, hey, you have gray hair. Last time I saw them in person, it's like, yeah, no shit, Mom. I pointed out to you when I was 16. Thanks, though. Thanks for trying to make me feel bad about it.
No, I want to make people, like, I want to, you know, reverse and make other people uncomfortable. Like, yeah, I sure do. Why are you putting me through these tribulations?
No, I think it's dope as hell. I kind of wanted to dye my hair a platinum. The time I tried to dye my hair blue and the blue didn't stick and I got it platinum, that was real sick. I kind of want to go back to that, but I don't want to dye my own hair. That seems like a lot of work.
Isn't that one different from the others?
I've got to get a hair appointment. I gotta dye my hair. I need to re-up the color.
Time for my enemy. We can defeat it.
It would be great if we could defeat it, Fuka. Thank God our dog one-shotted it. We don't need that. I'm gonna take this then.
We did it!
Tell you about a conversation I had with a friend of mine involving the Grinch 2018 movie.
Hold on, let me prepare myself.
You can
That was coworker Bestie's response too, because he doesn't like it when I tell people about
What's
it.
the plan? There's a shadow.
All right, I have been properly girded.
Okay, so a friend of mine texted me and was like, "Yo, have you ever seen the Grinch 2018 movie? Because it haunts me." And I was like, you know, I think I looked at the trailer and decided I wasn't gonna watch it because, like, it looks awful. And she was like, "Can I just tell you about why it upsets me?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Please do. What happened, Bestie?" And she proceeds to explain to me that there's, like, an opening sequence in the Grinch 2018, right? And he gets out of bed and he's wearing underwear. Okay, that's already bad.
It's not great.
Creature, right?
It's not great.
But we kind of riff back and forth on what's going on, because it turns out, she tells me, he wears pants that perfectly match his Grinch fur. So it looks like he's nude, but he's not.
You know what?
I think that's worse.
You know, I do respect it as a decision to make. It's bad, but I do respect it.
Because, like, if he was just a creature that didn't wear pants, okay, fine. That's how he is. If he wore pants, like, at all times, okay, fine. That's just how he is. This tells me that he knows he's supposed to be wearing pants, and he doesn't want to.
He makes the deliberate choice to ruin everybody else's lives by making them think they're looking at his junk, and I respect that. It's bad, but I respect it.
And so here's the other thing, though. She sends me the link to the, like, opening scene on YouTube, and so I watch it, and as I'm watching it, he, like, gets out of bed, he goes to have a shower, he comes out of the shower, and his underwear is back on, but his Grinch fur is damp. And then he uses an all-over full-body blow dryer, and then he slips on his Grinch. Which leads me to believe that under his underwear is damp. And this part, friends, when I said that part, that's when coworker Bestie physically left my office and would not allow me to continue speaking. Because he didn't like that I said the Grinch was damp.
Hold on, I need to... I don't want a record of this. I need to do this in a private window. Because I've kind of forgotten the Grinch 2018 existed, so I need to go look at it.
The Cumberbatch Grinch?
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because hold on, I can send you the video if you just want to copy paste the link.
I don't want to watch it. I just needed to look at this face and remind myself that this was a thing that happened. Okay.
Your brother wants to watch it now.
You know what? Then I will ask Liv for the video then.
And I'm sorry.
Specifically, I will send Liv my brother's number so that Liv can send it to my brother without me being involved.
I'm sorry to spring this on you and just, like, tell you that he's damp, but he's damp.
No, like, you are correct. There's a moistness there.
And Brennan didn't like that. He was like, that's the worst thing you could have said to me. And I was like, no, it's not. I've said so many worse things to you. And then, because I told him while I was talking with another one of our coworkers, right? It was him and another coworker, which made his actually secretly leaving my office even more dramatic. Because he walked away from not just me, but also her. And then when I tried to explain to other coworkers about the Grinch 2018 and the problem I have been having, he, like, did not let me and was like, no, they don't deserve this, Olivia. Stop telling people about the Grinch 2018.
I do like that you have a good enough relationship with some of your coworkers that you can talk about the Grinch's damp ass.
And I'm just telling them the truth.
His moist derriere, if you will.
Oh,
there it is.
Okay, like my friend sent it to me, and because I was talking, and she was like, so he wants people to think he's exempt from wearing pants, but he's so determined that he must wear pants that he doesn't even go with like shorts. And if he doesn't like the wind in his fur, why ain't he got a shirt? And I said, see, I thought about that, but I feel like that makes the line between Grinch fur and not real Grinch fur too obvious. Like, shorts would be a visible thigh situation, which makes the seam visible, but a full suit would be too warm, so he just wears pants, right? Because, and I quote, I mean, maybe he's just shy. And she sent me atrocious good theories and the link to the clip. And I did verbatim text back at 7:30 p.m. Wait, hold on, why does he do his little blow dryer routine with his underwear on? Question mark, question mark, question mark. He's all damp, frowny face.
I mean, you're right, is the thing.
Let's keep on exploring. Hey, there's a treasure chest.
By putting him in underwear at the start of the film, you've created a whole slew of problems that you didn't have to address.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And then, like, not only that, but you chose to, after the shower, show him in his underwear again, and then he blow dries himself. Which, okay, the only situation in which he is not all damp down there is if he's perfectly shaved. That's worse.
Hey, that one's not like the others.
He's a board.
So, like, okay, my money, personally, is on, it is entirely a psychological warfare tactic. He does not need to wear clothes, and he knows it. He just wants to ruin everybody's time. Oops, sun, I need the sun.
So, okay, if he wasn't wearing the underwear
it's time to move
pants, are we saying that the junk is not visible, and so he doesn't need to wear clothes? Or are we saying that the junk is very much visible without the underwear and pants?
Oh,
and
that
so
treasure chest
he
looks
wants
pretty
to
rare.
be naked, but cannot.
I think that second one. I think he needs to wear pants for his sake, but he definitely wants to make it seem like he's not wearing pants.
And see, that, like, that makes it less bad. In a way.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like, if everyone in Whoville knows he's wearing pants, that's worse.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, let's make some progress.
To fuck with you. But if he's just like wearing these pants.
No, see, I think they aren't sure if he's wearing pants. He wants to leave it, he wants it to be a mystery.
I think you can paper over that though with like a he's just a creature excuse.
Well, no, okay, sorry, maybe I wasn't clear. They know that he can wear pants, but his pants look exactly like his legs. So anytime they see him, they do not know for sure whether or not he is wearing pants.
So
I think that is the gambit.
You're saying to me that he knows that he has to wear pants.
Mhm.
But he wears the ones that are exactly like his skin, so that if the villagers see him, they're never sure. Even though if they knew his secret shame that he was not smooth like a Ken doll, they would obviously assume he's wearing pants.
Yes.
This floor has been...
Okay. I have a lot to sit with now.
I hope that helped.
That's why I bring these things to you, is because you will investigate this with me, you will work with me on figuring out what's happening. You're not a coward that leaves my office.
Yes, and I hope you tell that coward who leaves your office our findings today.
You know what? I'll text him right now.
Excellent.
I love that I don't have. I love that I don't have to partake in the research. I just get to learn. It's very important topic.
Yeah. No, it's that's what I'm here for.
I'm just texting you developments in the 2018 Earth situation, if you even care. And just see what happens.
There's a treasure chest over there.
Periods after both sentences, and just see what happens.
Excellent.
He's probably gonna yell at me and be like, why did you do this instead of going to the party you were both gonna go to?
You know, sometimes
and the
you...
answer is I didn't want to leave the house.
Yeah. Sometimes, instead, you go to Old Tartar with the boys. And you learn things.
With the boys.
And you learn things. Against your will.
Yeah. For the
It's
better.
It wasn't against my will. Like, I brought this to you all
Wanna head up?
with the hope
Mhm.
that we would achieve clarity.
Mm-hmm.
And we did.
Yeah, we were struck by divine inspiration.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, one moment. The development better be, quote, you've realized you should stop trying to hurt people by talking about it.
Oh no, much worse. Sorry.
Oh no, much worse. Sorry.
Just think, if he was watching my streams, he could have learned all this in real time with us.
He has immediately responded, damn it.
Hope we don't run
No
into any
punctuation.
creeps here.
I'm texting back. We figured out his angle with this psychological pant torture.
It's your call.
I think Korochat found something.
Chest.
I'm following that up with, we're investigating and learning, and it's worse than we thought.
Look.
And we'll just see how he feels about it.
Look, sometimes in science, you come up with a hypothesis and you test the theory and you learn that your initial assumption was not correct. And sometimes you learn the opposite of what you're hoping to learn, but that data is still valuable, right? Like, it is still important to have done the scientific method, to have done the research, to have investigated the problem, and learned the truth behind it. And the truth behind it is that the Grinch wants you to be miserable because you don't know whether or not he's wearing pants.
He's actually super in character for the Grinch.
Exactly!
He hates the food.
Mm-hmm.
Let's both do our best, Koromaru. There's a shadow.
Oops. It's fine. Nothing up there. Nothing up top. One of the worst Koromaru sounds, frankly.
The panther.
Yeah, and the it's too Scooby-Doo. It takes me out. It removes me.
Let's both do our best, Koromaru. Hey, isn't that one different from the others?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, let's make the first move. It'd be great if we can defeat it. That about does it. Loose. No shadows detected.
Don't need that. I guess I'll take Poisma. I think my other notebook had my list of the cards I need versus the cards I don't need.
Looks like we can head up.
He's choosing not to respond to me.
He doesn't want to know the truth.
You might just have to tell him, because this is important information. This is vital.
We'll give him some more time to really... Oh, wait, hold on. If I take you to this party, I'm going to tell you to get normaler before we go in.
Boo, coward.
Hey, doesn't that chest look kind of different from the others?
Hey, that's a huge thing. I stay weird.
If he takes you to that party, you need to evangelize the fellow party dwellers.
Listen.
I tell you these things because I care
there's a treasure chest.
about you and friends help friends get knowledge.
Also, and I don't mean to rub this into anyone's face, this is a man who tried to go to a party with his taint out.
He and the Grinch should have quite a lot.
So frankly, he has nothing to say about being normal at parties.
I want to tell him that so bad, and
Do
he
it.
kill me.
Do it. Quote me. Quote me.
That teleporter can take us back to the entrance, but I can keep going.
Is that everything? Yes. Is this the fastest way? No. This is the fastest
Okay,
way.
we have A, that's a you thing. I stay weird, home slice. B, I tell you these things because I care about you and friends help friends get knowledge. C, the homies have called you a coward for not wanting to learn. And D, Quinn says you have a lot in common with the Grinch because of the pants tames fiasco.
There's a treasure chest.
Also, if I am going to this party, I am not perfectly dressed. And then real quick for flavor, why are you booing me? I'm right.
It's locked. We're not gonna bother with it.
Looks like we can head up.
When he eventually kills me, I hope you all remember me fondly.
Don't you worry, buddy.
Koro-chan? I think Koro-chan found something.
You.
Oh yeah, killer. Fully, I wanted Kanade to like kill her for real.
I just think Mifune would be better off as an orphan.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Oh,
Take
can we
this
go up
one.
those stairs?
Also, do you wanna know who her voice actress has also voiced?
Who?
Junko Dengang Ringhang.
No.
That means nothing to me.
Oh shit!
It means everything to me.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah. This manipulative, horrible mother, Junko Dingen
It seems like we checked everything on this floor.
I can't believe I was
Kinda
having
feels
a
like a big
lovely time
accomplishment.
terrorizing
Let's keep it up
a
for the
close
next floor, too.
personal friend, and you invoked the name of Junko Inoshima.
Sorry.
You
Who's
should
Inoshima?
be.
I'm just speaking the truth. I'm just giving my little Miku game facts.
Get a different fact.
Okay.
The different fact is Mifu's the orphan.
That's fine.
Great event though, right? Having a great time.
Yeah. But also, I feel like Mifu's mother is going to take that Mifu that she wants to disappear and like use that as a weapon against her own daughter.
Yeah. I don't remember what happens in the next event, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Because she's just a horrible fucking woman.
Yeah, just you wait for the rest of this arc. Just you wait, it gets bonkers.
It almost makes me want to look it up.
I mean, if you wanted to, you could. I know what happens. I haven't like watched all of the events like full all the way through, but I like keep up with them. So I do know what happens next, and it's wild.
And
Night
I'm
Court
not.
is one of those things that makes me go like, man,
there's a
Miku
treasure
game's
chest.
really good.
Right?
When Miku game's good, it's good.
Also, I tried looking at my layout for this
Hey,
event.
doesn't that chest look kind of different from the others?
I do not love the Leonese girls in that, apparently.
No, I love
And I have-
Leonese. They're
I have
wonderful.
no
It's an
orange
enemy.
heart.
Do we attack?
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, stairs!
I know it's
Okay.
I know it's not unlike me,
Hmm.
but most of my cards are the flower and the moon.
You can do it, Koro-chan!
Flower in the moon. Oh, I see what you said. Yeah.
Look, there's a shadow!
You just collect them more as you play. I don't keep track of what I have and what I don't have. Although I don't have like a happy Edna, so I had to figure something out.
I think my happy ending.
Enemy eliminated!
Which is
Good
bad
boy,
for me.
Koro-chan! One enemy eliminated! We're winning! The enemy's been taken out! Good job
Apologies
about
for
it,
bringing Miku into your good Persona stream.
Not about present. No
It's
shadows
okay.
detected.
I expect this of you.
Miku's in Persona. She's in there.
We should all be more upset about the mention of Junko.
Oh, there's a treasure chest!
Very impressed that CJ's never experienced Junko Inoshima.
I am blissfully unaware of Danganronpa.
A
Besides,
shadow!
Yeah.
It's a better way to live.
Yeah, I
Too much about Ding Dang Ring paying in the
again,
You are eligible for a Denny's discount.
literally all I know about Ding Dong Ring Pong is the fan translation before there was ever an official English one. The fan translation posted on the forums. I
Chest looks valuable.
experienced the whole first game that way. And they weren't done with the second game, so I didn't experience I only did like the first chapter of the second game, and then I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna wait till it's done, and then I didn't.
it's a game.
I've watched
Yeah.
of the
Sure
first and
is.
second game. I have read through the third
But it's your call.
in like summary form. And I have read in summary form some of the stuff about other ones, like spin-off games.
I know there's a lot of games, or at least it seems like there's a lot. I feel like I see a lot of different names, and I don't know, some of them might be the same thing, just called different things. But it seems, even with that, I feel like there's a decent number of games.
This floor has been fully explored now.
Well,
Good
and
work,
it doesn't
everyone.
help that like each Danganronpa game has like 5 parts to its name.
Yeah.
Like, let's see.
No, Trigger Happy Havoc.
Trigger Happy Havoc came out first. Then there was Danganronpa 0, which I think is an in-between game, and I haven't seen that one. Danganronpa 2 is Goodbye Despair. That one I've played. Then there's Danganronpa the Animation, Danganronpa Kirigiri, Danganronpa Another Episode Ultra Despair Girls, Danganronpa Unlimited Battle Genocide or Murder, Danganronpa Kagami, Killer Killer, Danganronpa 3 The End of Hope's Peak High School, Super Danganronpa VR The Class Trial, Kirigiri Go, Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony, and then in 2021, Danganronpa S The Ultimate Summer Camp.
This is too many Danganronpa things.
Hey, there's a treasure.
So, I've watched playthroughs of Trigger Happy Havoc and Goodbye Despair.
There's our way up.
I've read about the end of Hope's Peak High School and Killing Harmony. And then a couple of, like, links to in between stuff.
I don't know, I thought about watching a playthrough of, like, watching an actual playthrough of the English version just because, you know, I'm sure you remember, Liv, reading the forum post does not give a good example of gameplay. But the character voice for the main character made me so annoyed I didn't even get into the, like, him getting unconscious in the classroom. Like, I could not make it through the prologue because it annoyed me so much.
Like his canonical voice, or like the playing?
The English character voice for the main character, the actual voice actor's voice, infuriated me.
Yeah, I gotta look up who this voice actor was.
I don't remember who it was, and I feel like it's a name I've heard and I've liked him in other roles. It's just the way it sounds in that game. Bad to me.
That one looks really strong.
Because it's like Pete. Yeah. It's Pete, like, I'm just a goofy kid protagonist. I'm super optimistic and gonna do my best. I'm a Shogun protagonist.
Oh yeah, it's Bryce Papenbrook, the protagonist voice actor.
Yeah, it was bad. I didn't enjoy it.
He leans like too far into parody with that one.
And
it's not parody, but it's just
yeah, and that is, I think that was at least part of my problem with it. Maybe not entirely my problem, but like, it felt like he was making a joke out of it, which, like, there's enough kind of like over-the-top silliness in that game. That was not where it needed to be. That character needs to be the straight man, not the joke. Right?
Do you want to know who else is? Do you want to know who else Bryce Papenbrook voiced?
Who?
Human Morgana.
Yeah, I also didn't like that voice either.
There's nothing about Human Morgana that makes me feel like, yeah.
It was really bad.
I was so happy when Morgana. I was so upset that whole time.
It was very uncomfortable. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like how the game tried to keep giving us flirty dialogue options. That was my least favorite part, personally.
This is the opposite of the end of a Dora episode, right? Like, what was your least favorite part of Human Morgana? We can get the first, like, the main 3 Danganronpa games for $60.
I don't think I want to do that.
Well, you can. I will not be doing so. I've already bought my Steam games today.
I don't want to, is the issue. The issue is that if we all swear to play it together,
Listen,
do it.
If you get them, I will absolutely sit down and play through them with you. I will sit here and hold your hand metaphorically the whole time, and we will play Danganronpa together.
You can even do the voices.
Hey, there's a treasure chest.
I mean, we may have to do the voices, because it sounds like we don't like the default ones.
It's not the ones, it's the one. The only one I heard. I didn't enjoy.
That teleporter can take us back to the entrance, but I can keep going.
He didn't even get in the school. I had to stop before he even made it to school on his first day. It was so bad. Anyway.
That shadow looks way too
I just
strong.
remembered a lot about the first game and one specific character.
Mhm.
We're gonna have to think about this. I'm not sure if I'm strong enough.
Listen. It is up to you.
You can do it, Koro-chan!
It is entirely up to you.
We're just gonna have to think about it.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to have some thinking because I just remembered Chihiro exists.
Mhm. Yeah. I unfortunately don't remember a lot of their names.
Chihiro, the little one?
The computer programmer?
Yeah.
Is this real?
Fuck. I need to go.
And now, do I think that us here in this chat would have such a fun time roasting the shit out of Yakuya? Yeah.
Mhm.
But we have to decide how much that's worth to us.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the episode with Chihiro and the whole situation there.
Mhm.
They're a little weird about that.
Yeah, no. Again, I don't remember specifics. It doesn't surprise me though.
Looks like that one will be tough to beat.
Yeah. No.
Is that?
We don't need to discuss.
We'll have to think
Doesn't that
about that
one
one.
look pretty tough?
That's fair.
What else is in this team store?
Well, I'm sure the
Oh, there's a treasure chest.
Star on Time Slay the Princess bundle is still available.
Yay.
I got that. That's one of my things that I got.
It is. It's a monochromatic time loops bundle.
Uh-huh.
Love a monochromatic time loop.
Love a monochromatic time loop. The minutes should be in there also, technically, but that is a game I know only by vague description. I've seen a little bit of a playthrough once. But it is, you have literally a minute before your character dies, and then you have to start back over, and you just get as much done as you can, a minute at a time.
I think I've seen that, a little playthrough of that.
Yeah. Which I couldn't do it. It is a monochromatic time loop though, so technically.
Is it time for me to get Helldivers?
Is it time for you to get
Is it?
Is it time for me to die then?
Don't think I can join you playing Helldivers as I am playing Dragon's Dogma.
How is Dragon's Dogma?
I'm having a delightful time. Last night I cleared a scary dungeon and then it was nighttime by the time we emerged from the dungeon, but we like emerged at the top of a mountain, so I spent like the entire in-game night just sitting there with my pawn staring up at the stars, doing nothing, and it made me feel crazy.
Okay.
In a good way. I'm having a great time.
I can't even play for very long because I have to go to bed so that I can do laundry before I go do fucking family time tomorrow.
No.
Can you believe this shit?
I can believe this shit, unfortunately. Because it's happening to me right now.
Why would people keep you from playing Game Room?
I mean, like, I wasn't gonna be able to play the game anyway because I was gonna have to do fucking laundry, but I'm not gonna get to do all of the laundry that I was wanting to do.
Looks like we can head up.
And then I'm also not going to be able to do other stuff because I'm gonna have to get up early enough to do laundry.
Hey, this Six has a Catherine de Medici Persona pack.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you could use Catherine de Medici in one of these games.
Koro-chan found a one-way teleporter to the entrance.
Great topic.
Hey, there's a treasure chest.
Oh, Persona 5 is 50% off.
Yeah.
50% off. It's currently $30.
That's a lot.
There's our way up.
I mean, great news. I do own it already, but
Yeah, I was looking into some of the stuff I could get at the Steam store with my points from buying games. Unfortunately, most of the games I'd want stuff for I don't own on Steam, so I can't get them.
Simulator 3 is 50% off.
25% off Sticky Business, which is the joy of running a sticker store, which I already do.
Oh, that treasure chest
Finally,
looks
you
pretty
can
rare.
relax by gaming and doing something you would never do in real life.
Kuroki spotted the enemy.
I think I'll... Well, we'll see. My goal is to make it to the end of Arca before I stop for the night, but that may have to be revised depending on events, situations, etc.
Oh, stairs.
Mark off the stairs.
There's a treasure chest over there.
Is and those are a room that I think connect both of those paths, so
It seems like we've checked everything on this floor.
Since we've seen all there is to see, should we
Nice
get
and
going
quick.
now?
It's a good game.
yeah, that's another game I got.
Hell yeah.
We gotta
I
keep
still need to finish Curse of the Golden Idol.
Oh, the other
do our
DLC.
best, Koromaru.
Yeah. Which, depending on when I'm done with this, maybe I'll play a little
That
bit of
teleporter
tonight.
can take us back to the entrance, but I can keep going.
But I, again, got to the point that I do occasionally get with that game where I was like, this is too many words. I need to leave.
Shadow spotted. What's the plan?
Oh my god, they bring words to the table.
There's so many words.
Hey, there's a treasure chest. Look, there's a shadow.
At least I think I still need to finish. I don't remember anything about the scenario I was... The final scenario. I don't remember. It's fine. It's good. I did enjoy the DLC. I wish there was more of it.
And then you got it, so I
Mhm.
didn't like
Yeah.
replay
I-
with you.
Yeah.
But I want to
Oh,
Yeah.
there's a treasure chest.
I gotta find it. Where you go?
80% off the Cosmic Wheel system.
I saw that.
Think about it. I do respect these game devs. I follow them on Twitter.
Yeah, no, if you wanted to play even like tonight, I could put a pin in this early and we could pobble.
Oh, can we go up those stairs?
Well, I have to go back through and play Pavel that you have already played.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay, well I've opened it, so.
Yeah, I will not give you answer. Next teleporter I find,
John worked real hard.
I will put a pin in this and we can pobble.
Pavel time. 'Cause you do have to read for Pavel.
Yeah, yeah. And I want to be there to support you in pobble.
Does brother know of Pavel accent?
No, I do not think we have talked about Pablo accent, and I of course need to help you with Pablo because you are incompetent with Pablo.
Oh, so rudeness belies the Pablo accent, I see.
It is key parts of Pablo accent that I insult your Pablo ability.
I, for one, thought that we would Pablo together.
We do Pablo together. We do Pablo together. This is the support you get, though. It is couched in derision, but it is genuine support.
I am coming to believe that perhaps the Pablo accent is tearing us apart.
No, he's not tearing apart.
Leader, something dangerous is approaching.
Okay, well, I'm gonna break this. I don't think I explored that whole floor, but you know what? Oh well.
Oh, there's a treasure chest.
That's the door. Here's our teleporter. I'm gonna go break that thing, and then we're gonna teleport out. Yes, please. Yeah. Alrighty. Cool. Great. I'm so glad we're back in Tartarus. Did not even spend a full stream out of Tartarus. Anyway. Pablo time.
Pablo.
Sorry, kiddo. Sucks to suck. Bye.